In cold approach, the best way to slay the dragon is to face it head on and strike its heart. In cold approach pickup, we're the ones who are going to be opening. There's nothing, we're not going to wait around for them. We may, once you're with some girls, I can't talk to the other girls. And those girls may come into proximity because they see me with girls. It's the boy band principle. If a girl can see me with other girls, she can save the step of having to get to know me, and she can trust that I've got value for these women. That's why they're around me. Therefore, I must have value for her as a woman as well. Right? Saves the step. It's the boyfriend principle. Boy band principle, rather. It's 80% of it. It's 80% of it, guys. Is pre-selection. If you can prove to a girl that you were pre-selected by women, that's 80% of attraction. Okay? If you can't do it live by having the girls with you when you're walking down the street, then you can at least embed it into your stories, right? And that's one of the 5 DHVs, or demonstrations of higher value. And when I talk of value, I'm talking of our survival and replication value for someone. Here's what I mean. Attraction is not a choice, as David D'Angelo has said. Attraction is not a choice, it's a feeling. If I can demonstrate to a woman that I have some form of survival and replication value for her, she will feel attracted to me. By aligning with me, she will feel that she has a better chance of survival and replication, which is the point of life. So when I talk about DHVs, demonstrations of higher value, I mean survival and replication value, the actual real world value of if a person aligns with another person, does it improve their chances of survival or lower it, right? So that's, when I talk about DHVs, I'm talking practical. We got an infield tonight, brag. We basically have to brag. Hi.
Nice to meet you, Fabio.
Fabio, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Forgive me?
Alessandro.
Alessandro.
Yes.
Alexandro or Alessandro?
Alessandro.
Alessandro.
Yes.
Fair enough. I got it. Welcome. Grab yourselves a seat, gentlemen. This is an intimate... Hello. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Angie? One here? Yeah, we're making it an intimate little gathering with not all this equipment. And we're preparing for tonight. So what I have to get through are what the DHVs are. 5 DHVs, why they're important, and how we're going to embed them into tonight's sets. I'm also going to talk about the 5 levels of game. So why don't I start there? Okay, let's go back to that. There's a lot to get through. It's not just theory. We literally, by the end of today, will have structure down, the basic structure of solid game, how to trigger attraction, because attraction's not a choice. We're not hoping. We're not walking up to girls saying, "Do you like me?" We're actually making them attracted, getting proof of that through indicators of interest, making the girl chase us. There's a series of steps that when you get it, all we got to do is practice it. Once you have it down, imagine this. A good pickup is anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes long. Minimum 25 minutes. It's not 3 minutes to phone number, gentlemen. You don't go get a phone number in 3 minutes and think, "Hey, I'm a great pickup artist." You're not. They call it wood. It's worth the paper it's written on. It's just wood. It's nothing, right? No investment has been made. You want the girl to invest time, at least 25 minutes, okay? So it's like, wow, you mean I got to talk for 25 to 40 minutes with a girl to get a phone number that's going to stick? Yeah. It's like, is that bad? Really, you need 40 hours of material, if she's going to become your girlfriend, right? The whole month you're going to have to fill at some point. The good news is you can use sex to keep her occupied, keep her entertained and invested in you. Just not at the opening, right? Okay, where was I? The 5 levels of game. Let's just start there. The first is not the girl all by herself, it's the group. So we're going to focus on groups. The next is allowing the last set that you open to assist you in building social proof and peer approval for the next set. It's called merging. So yes, you're going to have to open up a group, but you're also going to have to get good at opening two groups and merging them together. It's important because you can't split a two set. Sometimes it's a girl is, with another girl. You can't split it. It's special. It's group. It's a group in that both have to hear you, right? Like a group, but you got to keep it together like a single, right? Until such time as you can turn it into a three set, so you can then isolate your target, right? Mergings allow you that maneuverability. I want to be able to forward merge and say, hey, let's go make some friends. By the way, that's a soundbite. Perhaps you could write that down right here. Let's go make some friends. Hey, let's go make some friends. I'll do it for you. Hey, let's go make some friends. You need a soundbite, right? If you go into a set and you start shooting the shit and you don't know where to go with it, but you want to pull them closer to that next set over there, you just say, hey, let's go make some friends. Let me introduce you to some good people. That's another one too.
Did you have a question, Ryan?
Yeah, I saw you. Let me, my bad. Let me introduce you to some friends. Now what I just showed you here, one moment Roland,
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
see that. This is a forward merge soundbite, and this will get you a backwards merge, right? Imagine you went by yourself and you opened up a set with an opener and you ran that set for 3 to 5 minutes and you got into a lock-in position where you lean back and it looks like the girls are with you. You can then say to them, hey, let me introduce you to some new people, right? Or not by pet. Let's go make some friends. This is a forward merge, right? Let's go make some friends. And then, hey, Tweedledum, Tweedledee, right? And you just get the girl meeting another girl. Hey, we're making our rounds. It's another soundbite to use. We're making our rounds. Thought we'd come and say hi. Now, if I've opened up two girls, locked in, and then said to them, let's go make some friends, put them on my arms, and then forward merged and said, we're making our rounds, thought we'd come and say hi, I'm a cool guy because I got girls with me, right? So I can open that second set. That's how to forward merge. Now that I'm with two sets that have met each other, I can roll off of that, right? I can then over the shoulder say to a third set, let me introduce you to some friends of mine, right? Hey, let me introduce you to some friends of mine. This is Tweedledum, this is Tweedledee, right? You get the laughter and the roll off and they meet, and I've just merged 3 sets. So, the reason why I bring all this up, we're going to have to, yes, you're going to do the direct approach of a 3-set. You're going to go into it and you're going to work a 3-set, but you also have to forward merge them. You're also going to have to backwards merge, and that's the second level of game. The first level is the group. Second level is mergings, where you allow the last set to assist you with the next. Because if you don't do it, then you're playing Groundhog Day all over again. Then you're going out to do this set, come back to nothing. Out to do this set, come back to nothing. Out to do this set, come back, nothing. Right? As opposed to go here, go here, go here, go here, play out here before coming back with everybody. Right? We'll get to everyone.
Okay, I will say. So sometimes it happens when you merge 2 sets of girls, they start talking to each other,
Certainly.
and they completely ignore you. How do you handle that?
Okay, I'm boisterous, loud, and I've got specific routines to hold their attention, right? To grab the conch shell is what I call it, I've got the conch shell. One thing that I like to do is tap them on their shoulders and say, and back to me. And then continue. Write it down. It's a soundbite. I'll write it down for you. And back to me. And then continue. You have to continue talking. Don't say, and back to me, and wait. You have to go, and back to me. So there I was, climbing up the escalator, and right, you go immediately into a story. It's funnier that way. They laugh, and you get kudos for it. The girl likes you more just because of the laughter. Yeah.
We can say that, hey, back to me, but how can we, like, they have to follow us for merging in another set, so they can bring their attention
And back to me. It's as simple as that. All I have to do is roll off, you get their attention again, and as long as you're running your material, your personality is being conveyed.
No, this is okay, but they have to follow us for merging with another set.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, you will. No, it's just me saying, and back to me. I'm answering his question. Okay. As for how to get compliance,
Yes.
so that they will come, because I understand where you're coming from. It's like you say, hey, come meet my friends, and they go, no, thank you. Right? Of course you can. That's why you're not opening with it.
Okay.
Right? That's why if you're going to be saying, let me introduce you to some good people of mine, right? You know, good friends of mine, you're going to walk and talk. There's a whole phase. It's called moving. I'm going to get to all the phases. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. You're going to see a clarity, and it's going to improve your game so dramatically, you're going to thank me for many years to come. I just know I'm grateful that I have the thoughts to share with you that work. It's definitive. I know where you're coming from. I've been there right at that moment. Worry not, all right?
Just through us.
There are 12 phases from meet to sex. 12 phases. Each phase is like its own art form. You could be great at the first phase, but suck at the last phase, and you will not get the girl. You have to, like a video game, play all the levels. And like a video game with no save feature, if you die at phase 4, you're dead. You're out. You lost the girl, right? And you have to start all over. Now the good news is, we got plenty of quarters. Lots of chance to play, right? Until you get good at every phase, so that you get consistency. That's what solid game is. Playing the phases. Not trying to short circuit, jump over phases to get the girl faster because you think maybe you can. It's saying, no, I'm going to slow this down. I'm slowing down the game, and by doing that, it actually speeds up. It won't be a game of playing man hands with the girl, you know, where you make a move and she's uncomfortable and backs off and you back off a bit, and then you make another move, she backs off. You're not chasing her. The idea is to consistently get the girl to come get you, come chase you. You can't be chased unless you step back. So we have to, as a part of our plot line on all sets, be the guy to say, whoa, slow it down, Speed Racer. You know, I need comfort and trust before you start putting your tongue in my mouth. Just let's get to know each other first. Those are sound bites, by the way. You're going out tonight. You should be writing that down.
The question was about the sound bites are all in English, but here in Spain, does it work English or do you use Spanish? What I mean, we should translate maybe.
I'm English, so
okay.
I'm hoping that the girls out there understand English.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they don't, I don't care. Because my personality is being conveyed.
You just say the same.
And I don't
anyway.
apologize. Yeah, I just say it. I just go in and say it. You know, that's how I'm doing it. I did fine. The girl, you know, spoke English yesterday.
Yeah, they spoke English here.
Yeah,
In the venue we
But
are going, they
change it,
speak
yeah.
English, so
Okay.
don't worry.
But if you speak Spanish and she speaks Spanish, by all means,
I speak a little bit, not.
game in Spanish, man.
But,
Game
but this means like if I would live here in Barcelona, I should translate maybe to Spanish and then really game in Spanish.
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
Everyone should do, right?
He's Spanish and he games in
So
Spain.
use me, don't worry.
You know?
Or Google Translator, as well.
But here, the idea is some of these are sound bites, so convert it into Spanish, and then commit that sound bite, that Spanish sound bite, to memory, because you're going to be using it in various sets.
Okay.
These are like some key sound bite components, like they're like tools for an artist. So I'm giving you these little liners right now. It's just the start. This is just the start. I'm going to be discussing with you the structure of solid game, the different phases. We are then going to meet the objective of each phase. Each phase has an objective, which is to get you to the next phase, but a specific objective that will get you to the next phase. And I'm going to give you tools cognitive, mental tools to meet the objective of each phase. So you can get the girl solidly like a f***ing man. Boom, get the girl.
So in which phase do you merge?
Very good. That would be A3. Right? Your merging is moving. You're moving the set. And you have to get some compliance first in order to do it, right? So you can't open unless you've already gotten some form of DHVs uploaded to a girl's head by her seeing you for the last half hour with a bunch of girls all over you, right? Then I can open up a girl and say, is there more to you than meets the eye? I can open in A3, which is qualifying the girl, and you move her. I'm going to go through it all. It's a good question. I'll get to it.
When you say A3, you don't mean that you have already qualified the girl, because there's
It's
somebody
what
in there
happens-
still.
It happens during qualification.
But
The
you do
move-
qualification with like the friends there, or do you isolate first?
Great questions. I have a diagram for this. Literally, I will answer this tonight. It will be in your game, so definitely be resolved, because that's going to come up in every set.
What makes you decide between doing a forward merge or a backward merge?
Options. If I came in alone, right, and I open up a set, all I can do is forward merge it, right? Because I can't say, hey, let me introduce you to some friends of mine. I can say it, and then still forward merge,
But you
right?
never,
Trick them. They don't know.
but
You
you
know,
never
just
do something like
social
opening
butterfly.
one set, lock her in with some item,
Yeah.
and go open another set.
Yeah.
And then
You don't have to bring them with you. You can leave them there and then over the shoulder open another set. They've seen you, right? And so you've already DHV pre-selection, right? And flash gamed them so that you can open in qualifying. You can say, is there more to you than meets the eye? You wouldn't normally open with that, but because you know you've been seen with these girls and you flash game pre-selection, there's 80% of attraction, you can presume that she's going to open easy, right? And you can already qualify. That's how I get a bartender. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
All right.
It's great. Those are the questions I want to hear. We're going to think of pickup like chess. Okay? Yeah.
Onto the chess metaphor. Are there actual parts of your game that are not scripted? Like, do you sometimes,
I'm
or just
fully not scripted and fully scripted all at once. It's a big, massive freedom when you're in field. All you do is you learn the tools, you know what the structure is, you internalize it, you automate it, and then you forget it. And then you go out and go bag some babes, right? And it makes an imprint into your motor response.
Yeah.
That's why we focus on it, and then you let go, and then you play. Kind of like riding a motorcycle, you know? You don't think about it, but are you thinking about it? Yeah, all 4 limbs are being used to stay on a motorbike. It takes a month of being on a motorbike every day for a couple hours a day to feel safe enough, right? A month in, that's when you can seriously get yourself hurt, right? Because now you got confidence, right? But you still don't have the expertise. But once the motor response kicks in and you kind of get it, you see, oh, there's a pattern here. There's a pattern to pick up. And the pattern is get the girl to chase you. That's the pattern. I need to piss her off. I need to entice her. I need to do something, add drama, add tension, so that she can work to resolve it. Even when everything's going smoothly, 25 minutes into the set, I'll still at some point say, all right, you're losing me. Just to make her realize, my God, I can't get him, right? I want her chasing me. A girl will not chase you if you do not offer her the gift of being chased, right? If I'm standing with a girl, and you're my girl, where do you think you're going?
It's my handbag.
If I'm here the whole time, right? She's locked in, it looks like I'm gaming here. I want to move her out. I'm the one who wants to look like she's gaming me, right? That's lock-in. That's a waypoint. Every set, at some point, we want to get into lock-in, right? Thank you. But the concept here is, instead of me just gaming, and the only thing she can do is kind of back off, I'm the one who may actually be backing off over the shoulder like she's losing me, you know? But I'm still telling a story as if I'm about to go, oh yeah, and then I can come back. If I don't offer her the gift of the distance, she can't get closer to me. She can't chase me. So please note that at some point you're going to want to show the girl that you have a willingness to walk away. It has to be demonstrated in every set. That's why we're going to construct what solid game is, so you can get good at what solid game is, and not short circuit any of that until you get really good at practicing all the solid game moments, because 6 weeks from now you are going to have a set. It's going to be a 5 set. It's going to be 3 guys, 2 girls, and one of them is going to end up becoming your girlfriend, and you're going to have to work that set. And the only way you're going to work that set is if you open an adjacent 2 set of girls, get those 2 on you, and then go into the mixed set with those girls, pawn off those girls into the guys. That keeps them occupied, and you'll get a chance to win them all over. You'll be able to forward merge that whole group into a new group, throw even more girls, because you want enough to occupy 3 guys, right? And you're going to have time to isolate your target. In 6 weeks, that's what's up. So we are going to just train. We're just going to practice. Every phase of solid game, every phase we're going to master. However long it takes. It might take you 6 weeks. It might take you 6 months. Sometime in the future, you're going to go to the Playboy Mansion, aren't you? In your life? I want to get ready for the Playboy Mansion. Trust me, guys. You want to go to the Playboy Mansion. But once in your life, right? But you want to go. You want to go prepared. You want to go prepared. Thank you. You want to go prepared. You don't want to go, thinking, all right, I'm at the Playboy Mansion, not having practiced and gotten your material up to speed, because it'll be a waste of time to go all the way to the Playboy Mansion and not open sets, or open sets but not know how to trigger attraction. Right? Or open sets but not know how to disqualify yourself from being considered a potential suitor, so that it buys the opportunity to game her more, right? To create that distance and tension that she has to resolve. Otherwise it's a waste of going to the Playboy Mansion, right? If you can't put her through qualification, like where you say to her, is there more to you than meets the eye? That's a high value of male behavior, is to, just because she's hot is not reason enough for me to be talking to her. Is there more to you? Beauty's common. But you need these sound bites, right? To kind of set her up into wanting to qualify herself to you. And then, only after having done so, will you feel impressed by it. As if her beauty wasn't enough. If you don't qualify a girl, then you're not doing high value of male behavior. Then she's qualified just because she's hot. It's like a girl sitting on your lap, and you go, hey, and you put your arm around her, and then she gets up and walks away. But if you were the one instead saying, whoa, slow it down, Speed Racer, sit beside me, is there more to you than meets the eye? Right? She'll be impressed by that. Right? It's almost like you're a hot guy. You've got choice. You've got selection. Sound bites that I use for that are, beauty is common. What do you got going for you more than your looks? It's rare? A great outlook, a great personality, a great energy. It's rare.
Use that as
You
an
got 2 out of 3. You can use anything as an opener, but these are qualifiers, right? Where you're asking her to give you information about herself. And if she does, she may not. You may say, hey, tell me about yourself. And she goes, no, I don't want to. I have to be ready to say, I was just being polite. Right? So I have my fight backs, my rebuttals. Yeah.
Have you ever been called out on, for example, if you use an open and maybe another night you go to the club and the same girl, oh, you told the same to me yesterday.
Yes.
How you handle that? In the same
Well, the one I'm thinking of that happened in a bookstore, I opened, I forget what it was, maybe Black Nails opener. Hey, what's your first impression of Black Nails? Okay, get this, some schmarmy looking woman in the elevator looked at my nails and said, are you a devil worshipper? We went in on the 28th floor, and for 28 floors, she put her head in the corner and averted her eyes to me. Well, it's because I said, we're going down, aren't we? I thought it was funny, right? But she averted her eyes all the way to ground level, doors open, and she leaves, still looking at the ceiling like this.
Did it actually happen?
I am not the devil. I'm the devil's helper, and that's the routine. Yeah, it did happen. It did happen. It was an old lady with really dark skin. You know that show, There's Something About Mary?
Yeah.
With the hair?
Yeah.
Remember the old lady? Her. It was like that lady, right, that had mentioned the black nails. But that's an opener.
Okay.
Now, I used an opener similar to that on a girl, and then a week later, I used the same opener on her, and she goes, "You just did that last week. You know, is that what you do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you got me. I'm busted. Oh well, bye." Right? That was years ago, but yeah, of course you can.
Did you really wear
You can up anything.
Okay, but did you then really leave, or did you?
I left that set. Yeah, I left that set. Nowadays, I wouldn't leave it. I would be obviously I'm attracted to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have opened you twice. You're so lucky. Punk. That's twice. Punk.
3 times the charm.
That opener that you use, you're not asking anything, you're just using a statement. Doesn't it feel sometimes that you lose the root of the opener? Like it's like people are just staring at you like, why are you saying this to me?
There's something known as incongruence, when what you say and how you say it don't match. I'll give you the perfect example. It happens in comedy. A comedian is hanging out with his buddies, and he says a joke, and it's funny, and everyone cracks up. And he decides, I'm going to put that in my act. I mean, I want my act to hit like that with my friends, you know, the real humor. So he puts it in his act, and the audience doesn't get it. It's dead, because it's now not the first time he's done it. It's not live. It's not organic. Now it's pushed like a script into the audience, right? It doesn't work. So he decides, okay, well, maybe it was the audience, right? I got to get that timing down. He tries it a second time, and the next time he has a gig, it doesn't hit again. So he thinks to himself, you know, I'll give this one more chance, because I can't risk blowing, you know, the opening of my act every time with this material. And so he tries it a third time, and it still doesn't work, and he goes, that's it. You know, it's the audience, it's this joke, it's just not funny. The amateur does that. The amateur is the guy who only does a story 3 times and then gives up. It's the pro that knows it takes at least a dozen times to get that spark from the first time back into it, right? So yeah, you can have people say to you, is this a poll? Is this a poll?
No, but
like they'll say, why are you talking to us? Right?
Question.
All of that can happen when you're incongruent.
Yes, but
You know?
that incongruence can also happen in openness that you root them. Like, oh, I was just talking with my friends about this, and then you throw the opener.
Yeah,
I'm asking when you remove the root and you just start speaking, it's like, doesn't it feel...
if it's a chat location, you don't need to throw in context. You know, I was chatting with my friends over there, or I only have a second.
But if
a
you're
false
close,
time constraint
if
is
you're
similar
close
to rooting.
them, right?
Yeah, if it's over the shoulder. But you can walk across and say, I'm making my rounds. I thought I'd come and say hi. You guys look like fun. Did you guys see the fight outside? You can already just stack forward to the next piece, right? There are problems that you'll have to, you know, get answers to in field, and they come with congruence, which happens if you practice your material a dozen times, and you know how to stack material, get to the next piece. You don't even have to finish any one particular story. You just have to begin it and then cut it off and start another story and then cut that off, start another story. You don't have to finish anything as long as you have the attention.
And the practice, do you also practice at home before going to field, or is it?
I practice in field. It's just practice.
Okay.
You know, if there's a new routine that you learned on the internet, write it down, print it out, put it in your back pocket, right? Go out to the club. Because the club is just a practice night. Tonight it's just practice. We're going to wreck some sets, guys. Let's have fun. You know, everyone's going to be left with, you know, smiles on their faces. We're just going to have some laughs out there. But we're going to get our material that we're trying to get ready for the Playboy Mansion into our brain and out of our mouth smoothly with congruence. We got to do this. It's an art form. Pickup arts is an art form. What does a pickup artist do? Oh, that's right. They pick up. So you can do it in front of a mirror, like in magic. You practice in front of a mirror, the man in the mirror, and you can fool him, you can fool the world. But in this case, you're going to just use brand new material out in field on girls that you just want to have a laugh with. You don't have to be a pro.
It's not personal either. So like Mr. was saying, it's practice. So don't go, right, I've got to pull every girl I talk to. No, what you're doing is you're rehearsing your lines.
For the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, for the Playboy Mansion. So there's no ego involved. You know, you can do it as many times as you want. You don't walk up to her and she says, oh, I don't, you know, I'm not interested. And you go, there's €50. See you later. It's free.
It's free.
So
you
just
talk
practice.
to anybody, they can think you're an asshole. I can, that's my opener.
Yeah. Wreck the room.
I can always...
Doesn't
you know?
matter.
Kill myself in front of them.
And the more you don't give it, the better it seems to work.
Yeah,
Because they're like,
exactly.
who is this guy? He doesn't care.
What I find myself doing is if I get myself in a state of, you know, like the set is staling because I wanted to open it earlier but I didn't, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it, but I didn't, and now they know I'm looking, I'll think to myself, I can gawk now. I've wrecked this set. You know? I can wreck it. I can just, hello! I can now go free for all, right? So what I find myself doing is wrecking it on purpose. Just trying to come up with a way of wrecking it because I already wrecked it. I'm in my head, right? So I'll purposely wreck it. I want you guys to wreck some sets, you know? Just say, I'm a loser, that's me, I'm Eric, everyone, hi, I'm a big loser. Wreck the set. It doesn't matter. It's all a holodeck anyway.
But you might be wrecking the room, right? If you do it too, like, I'm a loser.
That's true, I might wreck a room, who cares? You know how many rooms there are? The world's big. There are 7 billion people on the planet. Wreck a room. Do magic shows, you know, you can always risk dropping something, right? Oh, he dropped something. Oh, he's wrecked his magic show. Yeah, so I wrecked the room. Big deal, it's just a set. Right? Recover, soldier, next set. And in the next set, you'll come in with the experience of, oh, okay, I'm going to try not to drop next time. Or if I do, know how to recover from it by saying, hey, that's my floor show. Leave it there, it's being punished. You have little one-liners, right? To make it a part of the show. Fair?
Within this value building, merging kind of thing,
Groups first, then merging.
don't you feel like sometimes the venue is just too volatile to try to be, you know, like the sets are not stationary, everyone is moving, and on a fraction of a second you do a roll-off and then you just lost the set.
Yeah, of course, it's volatile.
So it just...
I agree with you.
Well,
Sometimes it's volatile.
well, in that
Sometimes I'm crazy, right? Because the character I'm playing here right now is I want to get the information from my head into your head. I'm going to talk fast. I'm noticing we're kind of visual thinkers. We're all fast talkers, I can already tell, right? You know, if you're with your friends and you want to talk something quickly, you can get it done. When we're in field, however, the character changes to this guy. I speak at 30%. That way, she can hear me, because it's loud. I sound like the club owner. I speak slower than I think. And there is power in the pause. Fair? But when I'm with you guys right now, I'm going to talk quickly because it's a quiet room, I can talk fast, and we have lots of shit to get at. Fair? It's a character difference. When you speak slowly and you do that character, you can speed it up and go fast. Right? You're losing attention. Hey, knucklehead. Hey, shit for brains. I meant, deer. Yes, deer. Hey, asshole. I meant, pull out your cock. I meant, right? You can go absurd, you can go crazy. Opening with the current emotional state of non-neediness, non-threatening, because it isn't, like you're going to come in like James Bond thinking, I'm going to get the girls. I'm going to run circles around you, because I go frenetic, crazy, I've got a whole bunch of tools. The current emotional state that you should convey when you open is non-threatening, non-needy, non-judgmental, not giving a shit. So you can literally open with, Thanks.
Yeah.
I feel better, right? That opens. It opens. And you can even, you know, there's one-liners for rebuttals against that, is to say, look what you made me have to do. There you are, Miss Lonely Hearts Popular, surrounded by all these guys, and I had to rub all their bellies to disarm them so I can come in isolation and talk to you. So, who are you? And that's because... Alright, well, I have a short attention span, so you're already losing me. You know why you and I are never going to get along? I already figured it out. You and I are never going to get along because we're too similar. That's why. You won't take my shit, I won't take your shit. What fun's that? If I was in a room with myself for too long, I'd pull my hair out of my head. Hanging out with you, I'd be bald. See, it's me pushing her away, getting her to chase me. I'm the one who's slowing it down, she's the one who will speed it up. As opposed to, hi, what's your name? You know, like as if you're doing business. It ain't business. We're gonna win through spellcraft, right? Because every girl, after you get rid of all the logistics of all the guys and you're in isolation with the girl, at some point, it's gonna be face to face with the girl and she can mesmerize you. You've been there, right? We can do the same to them. We're gonna meet the girl face to face and we're gonna spellcraft. Fair?
Which is also goes along with the time distortion when you were saying be slow and then you can speed it up and slow it down.
You can turn a moment
Okay.
into an eternity if you want. You're in charge. Feel that? You can control the room. You can control the set. You can merge them forward, merge them backwards. I'm giving you tools for an artist. You will be using spellcraft to control groups of people, to merge them. You'll be playing with time distortion so that you can captivate them, get their attention back. If the girl starts looking away, hey, knucklehead, shows over here. All right. Right?
We did it a lot in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It works well.
It's just, they don't know how to deal with it. It just, you grab them.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
If you want them to recognize our value, creating like DHP,
Right?
if we are like so sometimes absurd or so funny, we are not lowering down our value on their highs. Like doing this, it's not like we put our value down.
In context, it needs to be done.
It has to be in context. If you're doing that with hot girls, if you treat a hot girl like she's like a bratty sister, it's very comfortable for her. Because most guys are really trying to be too nice to them. And that comes with agenda. You can smell the agenda. Oh, hi, what's your name?
Yeah,
Why do you even want to know her name? You
put them
know?
on a pedestal.
Exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't seem like we are acting for doing something different, but it's not at the end.
Every,
our value.
every scenario is a social experiment. Let it unfold and let the game teach you how it actually unfolds. Because what I can sense so far is a pattern has emerged where you are thinking about the most negative response possible in every possible scenario.
No, not thinking
right?
about negative. Like if we are so absurd sometimes, we are putting down our value on, like in the set. So how can the girl recognize this value?
Understood.
We
I
are
think
doing-
he's afraid of making himself a clown, like being a clown. I think that's
Yeah, well,
Yes.
the first thing is to accept that you are a clown.
You have to play all the characters in the
Yeah.
cards.
So that you're not afraid of wrecking the room. Let's wreck the room. Do you care? Let's wreck the room. But if you don't wreck the room, you may actually get a girl out of it. You know? But at the very worst, okay, you wreck the room.
So we
Big
have to
deal.
think that we are a clown, and how can we think that we are a clown with DHP?
What I'm saying is,
Going in
what
the
you
opposite-
what you do is say, I'm a clown, but they don't have to know it. I'm a loser. They don't have to know it. I can wreck the room, but I don't have to. But I can. I'm giving you permission. You are free to f up every set tonight, tomorrow, the next day, every set. You are free to just decide in your head, I'm going to ruin this. And if that means being too nice, because nice is ruining it. If you come in too nice, you're going to ruin it. If you come in with comfort, hi, my name's this, what's your name? You're already showing interest in wanting to know her name, even though you don't know her or you shouldn't even care. I don't ask a girl her name until at least I'm qualifying her. Because really, it's a qualification question. I can't show interest in her until I've at least seen some interest from her, right? And I've qualified her to answer something that I've asked that makes me interested in her now, right? Like in the beginning of qualifying, it's the third phase. We'll go through it all. But at the beginning of it, I'm saying to her, is there more to you than meets the eye? You know, I'm crossing my arms. Is there more to you than meets the eye? And at the end of it, 8 to 12 minutes later, at the end of qualifying, I'm saying to her, your first impression was sort of neutral, but as I get to know you, you're wonderful. I'm really glad my friends dragged me out to otherwise I would never have had a chance to have met you. I'm really grateful. You know, I don't want to fight with you ever again. Come here, I'm hugging you. Right? I want to do that. I can't open with it, but I can play hard to get for a while and say your first impression was shitty. Now that I get to know you, you're awesome. I now get to hit on her. Qualifying her allows you to hit on her, but for legitimized reasons, not just because she's hot. Okay?
Is that your first bite? Like, is there more to you than meets the eye? Because I sometimes I get responses like this. What do you want to know?
Well, if you're opening with it, yeah, it's a qualifier question.
Not opening
3 to 5 minutes in.
Throwing it as a first bite, and as instead of asking something specific like what do you do for fun or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah. So
doesn't it sound like too deep of a question to ask?
It can be, you know, especially if you say name 3 things off the top of your head that would make me want to get to know you more. Some people will say, I don't want to answer 3 things, right? So you can soften it by saying to her friend, name something that would make a person want to get to know your friend more. So she's going to now talk about the friend. She's not going to do
She's
it.
obliged to because the pressure's on her to know something about her.
Right? How long have you two known each other? Do you know each other well enough to finish each other's sentences? Tell me something about her that makes you align with her. Why do you gravitate to her? No reason. Yeah, I figured it out. You can dress her up, can't take her anywhere. Right? Yeah, so let's get back to, we talked about group theory. That's where we're going to focus. We're going to go to mergings, forwards and backwards mergings, and I'm just showing you that there are tactics and tools, strategies, techniques, gambits, routines, one-liners, sound bites that can help get the objective of a phase done, right? Like merging, moving a set forward or backwards. There's also allowing last night's successes to assist us in this night's successes, right? Where the girls from last night, we can invite out tonight, right? I'm presuming you still have all their contact, right?
Yeah.
So if we wanted to sweeten the pot, they're all there.
If you don't have 600 women, then just try and bring 1 or 2.
Right? But we want to do that. It's almost like social circle game, right? When we go to the club, you don't want to go there alone or go there with just your buddy. Hey, go alone though, because there's 1,000 girls, you know, or 1,000 people in there already. You're not alone. You're allowed to go. I give you permission to go to a club alone. You're not alone. Don't be tricked into thinking, oh, I'm going to the club alone. No, you just have to open the first set on the left, say, hey, I'm here making friends, new to town. Tell the truth, even if they're all guys, right? And then you'll open a set of girls later, throw the girls on the guys, and then roll off, right? Then open another set and throw these girls on those guys, roll off, right? And then when a hottie comes, go back into that set, and within the context of those guys thinking you're great and those girls are there too, they weren't there before, it was, you know, you created a scenario with the girls, got them in trouble. Now within that scenario, you can hold court for a bit, then over the shoulder and say, hey guys, here, come check this out. We were just talking about XYZ, right? And now you can get the hot girl. But we have to create that scene, right? We're not going in alone, and now I'm alone, and I have to play the whole night all by myself. You're not alone. There are people there. You can let the last set help you. You can let the next set help you. You can merge, okay? You can let last night's successes help you in this night's successes. Get some phone numbers, invite the girls out again. We're going to do that. Hopefully we'll get a couple numbers tonight. Meet some girls. Invite them tomorrow night. We're going to head most likely to the same, not this place, but to the same place. We're going to go 2 nights in a row. It's going to feel like Groundhog Day, right? Normally, is that something you do? No. But in a pickup environment, like in a teaching environment, it's like Groundhog Day all over again. We're going to a high-capacity club. I'm not meaning to turn you all into nightclubbers. It's just a wonderful dojo to get a lot of practice so that your material can come out a dozen times that night, so that the next day when you're in the line at the walk for walk, right, getting a bite to eat, and there's a girl there, you can run that set, the daytime set, like it's hot knife through butter. They're easy. The daytime sets become just slower, more time, right? Quieter, not as right? Unless you want, you can grab a girl and spin her on the street. But generally everything's just lower key, quieter, right? And in the nighttime it's the energy level, if this is the set's level of energy, if they're seated, they're just bored. Or if they're actually talking with each other and they're excited and dancing, right? You want to come in equal or a little bit higher in energy level to keep the attention. But you can't come in too high. They're all, they came back from a funeral, they're sitting at a cafe, and you come in, hey guys, hey, did you see the fight outside? Right? It's not going to work. It's too much moxie, too much courage, too much bravado. But equal or a little bit above to keep the, attention on you for a bit.
So in this third level of game, in which you invite the last sets from last night to come to this night, how do you fight demography? Because I've only been able to do such a things, consistently with like tourists. Maybe they're on vacation, so they don't have their social life handled in the city they're visiting, so they're looking for something to do. As opposed to those girls who are locals and they have their social life very established, and it's a lot harder, to pull them from their friends or their events that they already signed up for.
I've lived in Vegas. Vegas is filled with tourists, and then you have the girls who actually work there, the hot, the hired guns, right? They live in Vegas, so they're like the regulars. So I understand where you're coming from. It seems to work itself out. If I'm going to go to a venue and I call up some girls and say I'm going to XYZ and I'd like you to make an appearance and I'd like to see you again, I'll meet you there. You just invite them there. Or better is invite them to your house and we'll all go together.
Is it like a value thing that I'm missing then? Maybe they go through my Facebook and they say, oh, this is not the high...
usually, I'll tell you, usually if there's an error in a phase, it's not working, something like she's not qualifying herself in A3, then the error usually is in the phase before it, right? So if you have gotten a girl's phone number and she's not actually wanting to talk to you again, the error didn't come in the phone number, it came in the phase before it, right? You didn't qualify her properly, she doesn't feel qualified. She knows you're attracted to her, that's why you're calling, but she doesn't feel that there are legitimized reasons why you would find her interesting. So she doesn't feel qualified. She feels like you're just after the sex, right? Like every other guy, if she's hot. So the error happens in the previous phase.
Even with locals. Because
what do you think of this?
I think I've never seen somebody, when you ask somebody how do you all know each other, I never got a response like, oh, we met last night, so then they invited us over. I always find answers like, well, we met from work or through college or whatever.
You can always throw a qualification in. If they're getting a bit too, I don't know how you're going to translate this word. Do you know the word uppity? A bit too big for their boots. I always throw a qualifier in. So I'm like, hey, hold on, I'm thinking I'm in control here, right? So they'll be like, how do you know each other? Well, why do you want to know? I don't even know you from a hole in the wall. I need trust, comfort, and connection before we go that far. We've only got lust at the moment.
Here's a hole in the wall. Here's you. Same thing.
So qualifier straight away. She's
and yet, I'm curious.
Maybe I was asking too much of him. Now it looks like she's hitting on you already, and you're like, oh, everything.
I was more asking into like. Sometimes I don't feel like they were. It's not like they were not attracted. They were attracted there, and in that microsystem of the venue, it felt right. But then it's like, well, I don't know these people.
Yeah, no
I go out with my friends, not with these people that I don't know. And on top of that, I found.
Well, how do they make friends? They make friends by meeting strangers. They make friends by meeting strangers.
I mean, the big answer is compliance momentum.
Yeah,
it's about building compliance. I'd rather hang out with a girl for 5 hours in 5 different locations than for 5 hours in one location. Why? Because when we're in bed at the end of the night, I want her, when she's thinking, do I really know this guy? To be flooded with all the memories of all the different locations. Even though it was the same amount of time, I could just pack in more memories, more distinct and discrete memories, right? So that she feels like she's invested more time. Also, the compliance of moving her from one place to the next builds, you're leading them, and they're saying, you know, I'll give you an example. You say to the girls, we're going to go grab a bite to eat. They hop into your car. They've compromised their safety. You drive down the street, getting to the local eatery. They get out safe, and now they're in a public gathering again, and their safety is no longer compromised. Trust has been established by having done that, right? So you do enough of the compliance momentum, and then you can say, hey, we're gathering an XYZ club tomorrow. I'd love you to come. Bring your friends.
Okay,
All I'm doing is
that's
structuring an
slightly-
opportunity to be pursued. That's all
And
I'm
a
ever
good little
doing.
thing while it's in my head is when you do hop out the car, you're probably going to be near a convenience store. I'll pull out some money. It is a good thing to pull out 50, by the way, and just give her it and say, oh, could you nip in there and get me some gum, please? So you're giving her a mission. So they're like, oh yeah, and they trot on. You're showing that you trust her with a 50. It's not that I've got a 50. Right? Everyone's got a 50. Give them a 50, and it's the trust that, oh, it's gave me, and you're not even like, it's like, oh, just nip in there and get this one, please. If you want to drink, it's fine. And then carry on chatting with someone else, or just go, oh, just be a minute, and do your shoe up or something. She goes in, gets the gum, brings it back, she's complied to you, trusted you, she gives you the change. You're like, cool, you don't even look at it in the pocket.
So
Instant rapport.
to get away from
And
that
it's like boyfriend,
stranger
girlfriend
feeling,
already.
you're suggesting that we would do more bounces so that people would feel more comfortable.
Yes, that's
But-
that's
but-
one tool.
That's half of it, but what about this?
It's gonna unfold. It's gonna unfold
Sorry
in the
about
next
that.
3 days. No, it's perfect though. But it's gonna unfold in the next 3 days. I promise it will happen. Right? The solutions are many, and mainly it's you're going to game the girl properly, so that the next day she's going to want to chase you and get you. That's the solution, is you're going to structure an opportunity to be pursued, and she's going to say, yes, please, before any of the other girls get him. We didn't even get to jealousy plot lines yet. You know, 25 minutes into the set, I'm saying, all right, you're losing me. I say that once to give that distance, so that the investment of the last 25 minutes, she's going to want to feel that, wow, I can lose this guy, and now make the chase happen, right? And I let that chase happen. Now I'm 40 minutes in, I'll be saying to her, hey, let me introduce you to, and I introduce her to a girl, and then whisper in her ear, you're going to have to fight for me, and it's worth it. Right? And so she's like super nice to this next girl. All of a sudden, who is this girl? If that girl touches my arm, because she's seen me with this girl will get all red in the face, going, who is this girl? Right? I've just spent 40 minutes with the guy, and I've had to game him. You know, I felt like I was going to lose him at some point. I was being devalidated, and I validated myself again by getting his attention back, right? Then this girl comes to maybe take away the investment. All that time this girl spent. See, this is important. A girl doesn't know how attracted she is to you. I'll say this again. A girl does not know how attracted she is to you until she's surprised by the sense of jealousy a girl coming in to take away to take you away gives her. She doesn't know she's attracted until the sense of jealousy surprises her. It's a trigger, it's harsh, it's hardcore.
It's the strongest emotion.
It's the strongest emotion. I mean, there are men in jail currently for feeling jealous.
Crimes
I'm going
of
to
passion.
make, hell hath no fury, like a woman.
And you get a
scorned.
lower sentence for it as well. Crimes of passion.
What's that?
Level 4.
Just jealousy. It's always just saying.
Well, no, that can happen in merging. Merging gives you maneuverability, right? And you can then develop the jealousy plot line, 25 to 40 minutes in, it's up to you, but, you know, you can do it 10 minutes in, but then it's just envy. The girl will go, oh, he's got a girl with him, I envy her, right? But I'm not jealous, right? She has to have some investment already made in you before another girl coming to take it away will give her that sense of, I didn't know I was even attracted to this guy until I was like, who's this girl? Right? So let's use that to our advantage. We're going to give her the gift of jealousy so that she can know she's attracted. She won't know otherwise. Because I'm not so concerned with her being attracted as fascinated, as wanting to invest time, as being curious. When I think of the word attraction, I think of it like an attraction. I'm like a roller coaster. No one wants to the roller coaster. It's not about mating with the roller coaster. It's not about sex. It's about interest. It's about thrill. So that to me is what attraction's about. I want to be thrilling to the girl. And then roll off. Right? And then have her meet other people, including girls. Here, meet this girl. Here, meet this girl. And she's like, damn it, I'm trying to get to the guy, but I got to meet her now. Now I got to meet this girl. Who are these people? You know, how do you all know each other? Okay, so we talked about group theory, merging sets, allowing last night's successes to assist you in this night's successes, and then we've got last week's successes to assist us with this week's successes. If you go out 4 nights a week, you get a bunch of numbers, 3 a night, it's a good night. It's worth the cover for getting into the place if you get 3 numbers. If you get 2 numbers, you're like, I'm 1 short. You know, I went all the way to this club, I'm inside, I got 1 number, I'm 2 short, you know. So if you can get 3 numbers a night, 4 nights in a row, now you're really gaming, and you know, that's a good week of gaming.
And you need an Excel sheet for it. It's not keeping them
You're going out more than you're staying home. You know, we live amongst 7 billion people. We're social. We're going to get into a social season. It's spring, right? So this is the social season. There's no problem with going out 3 nights in a row on a weekend, because you can say we're doing a bender weekend. This is a party weekend with me and the boys. Sorry, girls, no girls allowed. No girls allowed. Right? Okay, maybe you, because you look kind of manly. Those are big man hands, right? And they can come join you now. All right, man hands, come join us. But it is boys. Right? But it is boys' night out. You know, you slow it down, they'll speed it up. Right? Right, so now the last week can help you with this week. The whole last week. What I would like to do is, instead of inviting, you know, like you meet one girl, get her number, and then call her a couple days later and go on a date for coffee. Never do coffee. Boring. Don't be that guy ever. Really. There's better things to do. Like, hey, I've got some chores to take care of. Maybe you do too. We'll get them done together. I'll come pick you up. I got to drop by the mall. I got to pick up a shirt from the cleaners. I got to pick up pictures from a photography friend of mine. You know, I got some stuff to do. I'm going to drop by the bank. You got to go do some banking too. Okay, so we'll get your shit done. We'll get my shit done, and we can actually accomplish something productively together for a little bit. That's way more fun than, you know, sitting for coffee and having the interrogation, you know? And we're too old for that. That's teenager bullshit.
But then when you get this stuff done, like going to the bank, you still have to like add some fun to it, right? And just some...
Well, after you've had sex with her, you still have to actually talk to her too. So there's a lot still to come. I'm going to get you from meat to sex, you know? And you're talking about, how do I feel in comfort? You know, it's a day 2. We got lots of stuff for day 2, but we don't need to worry about it tonight. But tomorrow we will definitely fill in material for day 2. We've got to fill in hours. Did you know it's not just 3 minutes to phone number? It's 25 to 40 minutes to a solid number. Do you know how long an actual pickup from meet to sex is? The average, if I'm looking back at my success stories, and that of dozens of others, 7 hours. Somewhere between 4 and 10 hours. Now that's accumulating by the minute like a lawyer. Right? If you're going to turn her into a bona fide girlfriend. We're not talking, you know, quick 3 minutes to lay in the bathroom. And maybe this has happened. You fingered a girl in a nightclub environment, and then the next day she never wants to see you. And you're like, why? You know, because it was sexually was on. Because she gets this weird feeling of buyer's remorse. We want to protect ourselves from that and protect her from feeling that. So that's why we want to invest time in her. So it's somewhere between 4 and 10 hours is a regular pickup. It may take 2 to 3 days to accumulate that time with her, right? But just know that it's at least 4 hours. Maybe you'll have sex with her that night, or you sleep and then wake up and have sex in the morning, right? Or get her phone number and see her again on another occasion and spend a couple hours with her there, and you're like, well, how do I fill the time there, right? You fill the time by saying, let's go. I'm going to introduce you to some friends of mine. I'm going to go from friends to friends to friends by car. I'm going to drop by only for 15 minutes, have one drink, visit some friends, and then we leave and we go to the next set of friends. But I'm going to go make my rounds. I'm going to say hi. I've been away from the city for a couple weeks, right? Whatever context you need. And the girl comes with you. And now I'm driving down the road, and we're shooting the shit, you're locked in together, in 25 minutes you get to a place, come on out, and you go say hi, and you're basically showing off a new girl that you may be dating, right? You go drop by your friend's house, have a drink, shoot the shit, show her that you have friends. You know, it's really weird to Pick up a girl in front of a magazine rack all by herself. She never meets your friends. You never meet her friends. And you then somehow think you're going to know each other well enough to go have sex. Right? Why not let her meet your friends? Why not take the time to meet her friends? Why not have her friends meet your friends? You're the one to create that. It's what I call maneuverability when you're merging sets together. Okay, so again, groups are the first area, not the single girl by herself. Next, mergings. We're going to learn forwards and backwards mergings. I've given you some tools. Getting a good solid game plan for getting the girls' numbers and getting them to solidly, with attraction and interest, come and see you again and start investing in chasing you a bit, right? So you get them coming with you the next day. And then do that for 4 days, and at the end of the week, invite them all. Sunday barbecue, 2 p.m. Come say hi, meet my friends. All your friends are girls. Bam! You know that works. Get the girls together, right? And especially when you're, now in a club environment, they're there for the club. It may not be you. And you've got so many freaking girls, you can choose from it, right? You sweeten the spot. But you're also doing it for financial gain. You got other reasons, right? But if it's just a barbecue, and these are girls that you've met, number exchange, not for club reason, and they come to see you, they come over to your place, and you've got 4 or 5 girls from the last week, and they all come to meet up before going to a club on a Saturday night with you, man, that works. You know? Like if you go after one girl, you may get nothing. You go after this one girl, you may get nothing. But if you go after this girl, this girl, this girl, get them all meeting, you'll get all 3.
And they asked you, how did you meet? He picked me up on the spot.
Oh yeah, the girls are so nice to each other.
It's like a competition.
It's, yeah, you're structuring the opportunity to be pursued. It's a part of our game plan to do that. Okay?
You are important. I am important.
The way I do it,
Olga.
the way I do it is, I know where you're
Sorry.
coming from. The way I see it is, I'm in my own world. I'm in my own headspace. I'm not saying, meet the other women in my life. I'm just saying, come hang out. I'm hanging out with friends Saturday night. Come hang out. Bring your friends. My friends will be there. Bring your friends. My friends will all be girls, but I'm not going to tell them that until they get there. You see, I'm just in my own head. I just say, I'm hanging out with friends. Why don't you come on down? And then those friends, when she finds out I met all those friends in the last week, yeah, at first you think, oh, okay, so he's a player, right? They came out to see you. So that's proof that they're interested. And they all feel that. They all know that. They've all invested, right? So they're looking at each other going, oh, so you met a week ago? You met a week ago? So I have a chance. Right? Only a week. Okay, I see what the score is. You know? Meow! I'm so nice. Oh, I love your dress. Oh, I love your dress too. Oh, let's go get drinks together. Yeah, they go grab the drinks and they're in the fridge. Feel free, right? I have to make this phone call. And the girls are, oh, so how long have you known each other? They're all like best friends forever, right? But then, you end up with one that night and you end up with the other one the other night. This is how it works.
Party is only you and girls? No other
Well,
girls?
of course you agree. Buddy, there's room at the top for all of us.
Yeah.
Right? Every time I open up a group of girls, there's girls going spare. So I need some cool guys to throw on those girls so I can isolate my target. Right? We all get a girl.
One question. If the barbecue is 1 month long, in 1 month space,
Yeah.
you have to befriend the girls before, for example, you meet the girl 1 month before the barbecue. Do you have to?
Well, I was
do you have
thinking
to
a
keep in
week.
touch with her?
But that's the
Like-
fifth level. The fifth level is where you let last month's successes assist you in this month's successes. And that's what we call social circle game, right? Where you're hanging out with people you've been hanging with for the last month. You're seeing them again and again and again, and you're doing different things with them all the time.
Okay.
There's many different social scenarios
During
you
the
can
month,
invite
you
them
have
to.
to be social with them.
At
You
least
have
once
to,
a week.
I don't know, WhatsApp them, meet them, do something.
At least once a week,
Yeah.
You, you may act busy and be busy, but you'll be saying, I'm doing something on this day, come on down. You're just structuring an opportunity to be pursued. That's all you're doing. That's why I like to call more than one girl when I'm dating. I'll call more than one girl and see who shows up. I'm not going to set up a date and where I'm sitting waiting for her to show and oh no, she stood me up. my life sucks. No, I don't want to play in that realm. What I do is say, I'm doing this at this time, at this day, I'm with friends, bring your friends if you'd like, but you can come down and I'll introduce you to some good people, right? So if they don't show up, I won't even notice.
Yeah. But during that month, like you have to be social, like as if they are your friends, right? Like you have plans, you invite them over.
I like girls, man.
Me too.
I like to hang out with them. So yeah, bring them out. Bring them out.
But what if you don't have time? What you have to spend like too much time in the
I don't.
mobile phone?
Yeah, no. I'm a man. I don't do lengthy dialogue via text. I'm a dude. Text is just for logistics. When, where, what? Show me the map. That's all I need. Links, right? I'm not a girl. I don't do lengthy dialogue to keep a girl interested in me. No. We like each other. Great. I'm gonna be busy for the next 10 days. It's the way, right, Baxter? You could disappear for 2 months, and then when you land in Sweden, the girls are just there. It's just you set it up. They like you. We like each other. Great. But I'm going away now. When I come back, I'll see you again. It's
Just what I was showing Alvaro, own and dominate the city, how you can land and literally just get everything all set up and what you can do to prepare just before you land as well, like a few days using the internet and so on and talking to people. Like you can literally dominate a city.
Well, what are
within 3 days.
some of your concepts? Because again, I think we've got this now finished, the 5 levels of game. We're going to work groups tonight, and I'm going to teach you solid game to work a 3-set, okay? And how to isolate the target so that you can actually game her seated with her. Just what we all want is to be in with a girl on our arm that we chose, got rid of everyone else, and she actually likes us enough so that we can talk to her for 10 minutes. That's a good waypoint. Do you not agree?
Yeah.
If we can get that with consistency, then when we get to the Playboy Mansion, when it counts, boom. Then we can game. That's what we're going to get done tonight, tomorrow. So that's it. We're going to work on the first 4 phases of the game. Getting good solid numbers where we're working at least 25 to 40 minutes long. We're going to fill that structure. If there's holes in your game tonight, I'll find what the holes are. Because tomorrow we're going to fill them with material. There's a method to my madness here, okay? So that's group theory. We're going to learn about mergings. We're going to get good at it by tomorrow, right? We're going to allow last night to help us, or tonight help us with tomorrow. Then you're going to continue that by being social for 4 nights a week, hopefully in a row.
Yeah, agreed.
For the next 6 weeks. I mean, you're going to feel like you've got some new superpowers. You're going to want to try them out. It's like learning new magic tricks. You're going to want to use them. And get good at them because some of them are going to suck. You're going to be like, man, I saw it work for him, but when I tried it, the kiss tactic, I got all nervous, not realizing it's a gambit. It's just a routine. Kissing is a routine. It's not I hope it works. It's a routine. You run the kiss gambits. So you're more solidly into,
Well, in my case, I live in Switzerland. The city doesn't have that many clubs, and I already gamed a lot. So I'm kind of like, if I do it really like 4 nights a week, I'm gonna run out of sets.
Oh, you're gonna run out of sets. If I game all the girls in there are cafes, there are lounges, there are restaurants, there's
mums, grannies.
Yeah.
Universities.
Yeah. I understand. I live in a small
city,
town.
and it's 5
Yeah,
people.
but on the weekends you can also, maybe borrow a car, drive to the next
A
village.
little city, and there's one little house on the mountain. I haven't gamed you yet.
Bring your binoculars. Okay, and we ultimately want to get to that social circle game of where we let last month assist us in this month. If we can get that, isn't that a nice kind of large sweeping game plan for getting good? Now, if you don't mind zooming into the dominating the city, because this is the stuff we do. We land in a new city, and we got to get the technical, we got to get the basics down so that we can run our week or our next 2 weeks in a good manner to build a social circle that is solid enough that when we leave, we come back, we get to meet them again, and everyone actually meets up. As opposed to, who are you? We want them to have fun and enjoy us enough so that when we come back, they feel like they've really taken time in investing their time with us, right? So they want to do some more. Like if we go back to Oslo, I've got places to stay. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We always, every city we've been in, we can always go back and we've got places to stay, girls to pick us up from the airport.
And the girls know him, his girls know me, you know, like we've taken the time to get to know them. It's not like seedy game, because that doesn't work. It's not just have sex with her and then you run away, right? It's actually taking the time. You'll go after hotter girls. You'll go after hotter girls because you know it takes 4 to 10 hours of time to get her. So if you're going to invest that much time in a girl and her friends, you're going to want to make sure that she's worth 7 hours on average, right? So the girls will generally be hotter. If you play solid game, you're doing it again. You're playing solid game because one day in the future there's going to be a 10. She's going to be the one you want. She's going to be gorgeous, and you don't want to screw it up. So that's why we're practicing this weekend, is to get you ready for when you meet the 10. It's going to be a hard set, and you're going to pull off the caper of a lifetime, and you're going to get the girl of your dreams.
And you're going to feel like a god after. And then every set will open just like that.
What are some of the things that we do?
Okay, well, a theory that I think when I go and set, and they're conflicting, but I can explain why they're not conflicting, is I want you to think, every set you're doing, I want you to do it like your life depends on it, but also like nothing depends on it. So what I mean by that is, you know, as Mishra was saying, it's to pick up art form. So I want you to put after a good set, you should be tired as hell. You should have used all your energy trying to game, but also show that you're not using any effort whatsoever.
That you don't care.
Yeah.
It's just the girls pick me, what am I doing? Right?
Your willingness to walk away. So that is it. It's that sort of, see how it conflicts, but they're totally different, but they're the same.
They balance, because they're connected together, they balance. Fair.
So that's the sort of theory I want. I want you to try every set, not just walk on, I don't think she's interested, and walk off. Keep gaming, keep stacking them openers. So when you land in a city, one thing I would like to do is you want to start I saw him day gaming in Shremo, and I know that guy's on our course.
Oh, you were day gaming outside.
Do you remember when that guy? I said I bet that guy's coming to the course. So I knew it. And with that, so you're gaming straight away. So you land in a city, like for example when we landed in Sweden, I was like, right, I feel like day game. Bang, we were gaming straight away, and you got a girlfriend out of that. A different guy, a friend of ours.
On a Thursday, you know, we start Friday, but you land on a Thursday, we go out Thursday, and then we can actually invite the girls out on our boot camp weekend if we want. You know, like sweeten the pot. Let the boys meet the girls we met the night before. Maybe they have friends, right? It's not necessary, but the opportunity is just there. So yeah, I got a girlfriend out of that one.
And living on one for 5 years.
And he's, you know, another friend of ours, our wingman. He's with her now for 4 years, is it? 4 years, 5 years?
Just by chance we began, I feel like opening. As soon as we landed in Sweden, we got to a coffee shop, I was like, I feel like opening. Bang, straight away, first set.
Yep.
Just goes to show, you don't waste that
Anytime I go back there.
Never let a set
And there's
go
other
by.
sets there.
Yeah.
They're still together after 4 years.
They've been
five
together.
even.
I mean, he's with his girl because of a set that we worked.
The power of game.
Yeah, just
Right?
because we thought, why not? Why not start?
Why not?
There's, you know, when's the time to start?
Oh, but wait, your mystery. You only do night game.
The time is now to start. It's literally now. That's why I liked you again straight away.
You do the exact same type of game during day game.
No, everything's slower. Slower, energy levels are
But,
slower.
I mean, going in direct and merging.
I'll go in direct. I can go in direct if she's not that hot. A girl will be flattered by you saying, "Oh, you're so beautiful," you know, even if she's not, especially when she's not. But if she's beautiful, then you're bugging her, you know. Like I've got some girls that, you know, wow, bam, but they walk fast. You know, they're on the phone. They walk fast because they want anyone to stop them. Even bartender girls, you know how they walk fast. There's exotic dancers, you know. There are some girls who don't let you talk to them because otherwise they're being hit on 12 times a day, 15 times a day. They don't like it. Right? But a girl who doesn't get hit on a lot, yeah, you can open direct, right? If she's by herself. If she's with a friend, if the friend is the same age, you kind of do an instant profile, then yeah, you can still hit on her direct because it's showing off in front of the friend that you've chosen her over her. But what if it's the mother? Then you're not going to do it that way necessarily, right? So you may want to go indirect, initiate the conversation. Indirect is just about conveying your personality first, eliciting some indicators of interest before you start showing interest.
And you also try
Right.
to build value with another sets or just one
It's an
set?
option. It's an option. If the universe provides the chance for you, like, you know, I go into a club environment and I'm working with what I got. If there's only the one set there, well, I'll go direct into the set. I'm not going to go into an adjacent set, build social proof, then go in, because it's not there to do. I'll just go in and talk to these girls. You know, they're my first set.
But imagine there are more people. It's like a restaurant, but it's not like
It's not a chat vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah, then I can't merge easy, so I won't use mergings. Or maybe I'll do mergings on a day 2. On the day 2 is when I'll say, you know, I'm gonna go visit some friends, why don't you come tag along? Right? Keep me company in the car. That's a nice day 2 with the girl. It really is.
Do you think it's more difficult in the game, in a day game, because exactly you cannot have so much high energy, so you have to be slower, not as loud.
It's
more
not
difficult to get attraction. Do you feel that?
It's not harder. It's different. It's not harder to get a girl in the day than it is at night. It's not easier in the day than at night. It's just different. It's not harder to get a girl who's a 10 than it is a girl who's a 7.
Is that really
It's just different.
I mean, you cannot crack loud jokes if you're in a library.
It takes the same amount of time. You can get kicked out. There's a lot of libraries.
Let me ask you something about that.
You can do anything you want. You can wreck a set. You're allowed to wreck your sets. You know? You're thinking of the conformist stuff. I'm thinking of breaking free of the conformity because it doesn't matter! Right?
Libraries are good for game.
You're
If I go up to
saying
girls and go shh, and they're not making any noise, I go shh. And they're like, what? I haven't made any noise. And I go shh, you just made noise. and I go, or a girl might be reading, I'll come up next to her and start staring, she'll be like, you know someone's reading over your shoulder and you go, God, I wish I could read. My mum used to read to me. Could you read me a chapter, please? But they sort of know you're joking. Yeah. Just easy. I was what you reading. You know, so you play the game.
You're saying that picking up a 10 is as easy as picking up a 7?
No, I didn't say it's easy. I said it's different. It's not harder. It's different.
If it's not harder, it's just
It's
as
not the
easy.
word harder. No, it's not the word harder. Like, is it harder to pick up a really hot girl versus a not so hot girl? It's not harder. It's different. It takes the same amount of time, but you'll use different material.
Not the
You
same
won't
amount of
open
value.
direct.
The same amount of time, but not the same amount of value. That's when it becomes more difficult.
To get a 10, for instance, I've found going directly into a set with a hottie in it is you already approaching the set. I want to grab their attention and get them drawn into me, so I'd rather go into an adjacent set, get social proof, and then pull them in.
Are you telling me that you get 10s consistently only using social skills? Like,
No, you missed the point, I think. So see it like this, okay? So the sun is here, right? The sun is a 10, and men are planets, and they're revolving around the sun to get to the sun, okay? What we want to be is we want to be the sun, and have them be the planet and revolve to us.
The girl
They're
has
drawn
to
in.
orbit us. We can't orbit them,
There you go.
right?
but those
So
girls,
some girls, you can orbit them, and they feel uncomfortable, but you can spiral in and get them, but only if they're 7s.
But how are
But
you
if
going
they're
to get
10s,
some
you-
over those girls if they have so many other options from high value guys, throwing them really cool.
That's a great question. You're asking specifically, how do we demonstrate higher value to trigger their attraction mechanism, to switch their attraction switches on so that they show us indicators of interest? Is that it?
Yes,
Right?
if that form of value comes only from social skill.
Well, it comes from what we say, what we behaviorally do, who we engage with, and any of the props that we have. That's it. We're all equals going into the same club. You can't bring your house, you can't bring your car.
So we can-
It's just what you
We
say,
can get
how you demo.
10s consistently without having money or looks.
You
and
can
stuff like
you
that.
can go into a club, like let's say a exotic dance club. You know, the dream is to actually pull one of the girls, and that the conversion ratio of actually pulling a stripper is very low. it's high that you're going to give them money and they're going to go home with it. That's what happens. The dream is to get one of those girls. It isn't to actually go with consistency and get it. But Baxter, I haven't done it lately, but my consistency is boom, you go in and you get a girl, right? Because there's a game plan. So yeah, we will be triggering attraction. We're going to use the art form in 25 to 40 minutes. Think of it this way. Imagine getting good at your own pickup artist material, your own unique comedy show. Imagine we're comedians. We all had to do 25 minutes on stage, and when we got off, we got to meet some girls. Either your 25 minutes is going to make some girls gaggle after the show to you, or not, right? But we each have the same amount of time. Let's even say short, 25 minutes. If you can get your 25 minutes of material honed, tight, spoken well, rehearsed enough, made congruent to you, if you can get good at 25 minutes of material, gentlemen, you're going to get laid like a rock star. That's why we're here. We're going to build a cheat sheet. We're going to get our material up to speed. We're going to have the structure of a solid game plan from meet to sex, knowing what the phases are in order, not skipping phases, and having some form of material to meet the objective of each phase so that we can fill at least the first 25 to 40 minutes solidly so that the girl wants to see us again on a day 2 and will feel like she's been chasing you in order to have a chance to get you. Dude, that is what we're building. Do you think the girl yesterday would hang out with us again?
Of course. Yeah.
Why wouldn't she? The investment was there.
She wants a lot.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you do too. You're dancing with the girl, giving her the spins, the value, the raising of the buying temperature, and then leave her. Then drop her, leave her, roll off. And the next thing, she's there again. She's hanging out with your friends, right?
She called me for 3 days, and in the 4th day she called me and she told me, "Hey, you're a pickup artist. I found about you." And it's like, "Yeah, it's me." Delete the video, please.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! See, I tell them in field just to protect myself is that I'm a pickup artist. I actually, if I were to turn it on with you, not only could you not say no, but you'd have no reason to. And then I shut up for a bit and wait for her to re-engage me because, she's waiting for me to hit on her. And the fact that I don't hit on her is the tension that I'm putting in, right? So I have to qualify her. Well, is it Marty the meets the eye? Well, I'm this, that, and the other. Oh, no way. It's like if we say to a girl, "What's your nationality?" By the way, that's another soundbite. What nationality are you? If you write that down, it's a nice thing to ask. But there's a time and place to ask. You're new. Hi. Pleasure. What's your name?
Yes.
Good to meet you. Mystery. What did you miss? I think when we have our break, it would be lovely if you speak to some of the others, and they'll catch you up to speed with some of the ideas that you may have missed while away, which basically are the 5 game plans, the 5 levels of game, right? Next I'd like to talk about, then we should take a break, I'm sure, right? I'm going long, sorry, are the 5 DHVs. They're going to play into the attraction phase. These DHVs are demonstrations of higher value. They're bragging spikes. We're going to brag. It's like, but I don't want to be a bragger. Then you're not going to do it poorly. You're going to take a lot of time to get good at it. You're going to put your life into it. It's an art form. It's art, not just science. The science is getting the 5 DHVs repeatedly out. The art form is doing it in such a manner that it seems incidental, right? Like if you were to meet Eminem and he was going to be talking to girls about his life, he'd be throwing words out like tour bus, right? About recording studio.
High value words.
High valued words, places. And it would make sense. It would be congruent to the context of his life. So you are going to have to develop an identity that makes sense to the DHVs you're using, right? And the good news is, we'll have the time. to actually discuss avatar, how we're going to dress so that we look the part and it works to our advantage for the type of girl we're after. We're all going to dress differently. We're not all cookie cuttering it. We're all going to dress differently. We're after different types of girls, you know? Like if you like the goth girl, dressing generically isn't going to get you the goth girl. But if you are afraid of, you know, if you're thinking, I don't want to piss off any girl, I want to dress generically so I don't piss off anyone and I have a better sweep, then you're not specific to any one girl. So what is a good idea is to know what you want, or at least what you want that night, right? And specialize for that one girl. You might piss off 9 out of 10 girls, but that one girl that is aligned with you, you know, like black nails. You know, this is new again for me. I feel way more comfortable with my black nails on, dude. It's weird. You know? This is who I am. This will piss off the regular girls, right? But the really hot, well, what do I care? And by the way, it does scratch off.
Get rid of them, so they're not in the way. Move.
Yeah, yeah.
Throw on the 10.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. Get rid of the pigeons. The pigeons. We don't go. Yeah, we don't go. Yeah, but they're. Get the pigeons away. We're not pigeons in a park.
I don't give seeds.
I'm a swan. Thank you. I'm a swan. I'm a white swan.
I knew I would be eventually.
Yeah. I'm not an ugly duckling. The 5 DHV spikes are 1. Pre-selection. If I could prove to a girl that other girls like me, she can save the step of having to know all the other switches, all the other attraction spikes, because girls are with me. Girls will find you attractive if they think girls are attracted to you. It just is. You can fight it all you want. You can say life's unfair, game's unfair, I just want to get to know this girl, I'm just going to be me, I'm going to be nice. But there's no tension, there's no interest, there's no attraction. It's not fair, but the guy who has girls has women wanting him. Okay? 80% of attraction, of all this 5, 80%, it's the thumb. It's pre-selection. It presumes the others, that you have value for women because women are with you. So you must have value for women.
Abundance.
Perfect example is you take a plot of land and you take a male grouse, put him in the plot of land, all the female grouse. A grouse is a type of bird of paradise, right? And you have the female birds there, and you have this plot of land, and there's one male bird. The female birds have no interest in him because there are no other birds around him. But if you take some stuffed female birds and put them next to him, all the real female birds will start coming in and mating with him. Just is.
That doesn't mean go and get a load of blow up dolls and take them.
Shoot them around.
Yeah, it's
coming in, the girls.
Oh, Lisa, get off me, I'm talking to someone.
But it works, okay? Pre-selection. If you can't demo it live, you know, letting that last set help you with the next set, because it heats it up. You're less threatening if they have seen you chatting with girls, right? Then you can embed it into your stories. And yes, it's bragging, but hopefully done in such a way that it seems incidental. An example is instead of saying, you know, if you're talking about a time you were hanging out with friends, you could actually mention the time you were hanging out with your friend Jessica and you had to jump over this fence that was kind of torn down in order to climb over it and climb up to the Hollywood sign to touch it for good luck. Trust me, it works, right? Now, if you're inclined to rating women from 1 to 10, which I'd never do, she's off the charts, Jessica. She's a very beautiful girl. My ex-girlfriend now, but, you know, at the time, my girlfriend, my knucklehead, you know, gorgeous. But too beautiful. In Hollywood, there are 2 types of beauty. There are the ones that are so beautiful that they're hired for their beauty, and then they're just generically beautiful. And she's, you know, unique, but she's a little too generically beautiful, like the bona fide hottie. But if you notice the A-list actresses, they're not really hottie. If you look at someone like, for instance, no disrespect because I'm not calling her a hottie, Drew Barrymore, right? Is she really a hottie? No. She's a little quirky, unique, bigger chin, but she's so unique. We know her so well from her movies, right? and making her stand out. It's the departure from beauty that makes her unique and makes her, us identify with her specifically over a generic person. She's not generic, she's Drew Barrymore, right? She's special. Because of that uniqueness, a departure from beauty. So my girlfriend had this idea in her head of becoming more unique if she had her jaw realigned. She had, and I'm just stacking forward to the C versus U's, this is another routine. There's two types of teeth. There's a U-shaped smile. This is where you have a few teeth in the front, lots in the back, right? Like Christina Aguilera is a U-shaped smile. And then there's a Britney Spears style, which is more of a C-shaped. This is U-shaped, like a horse. And then you have the C-shaped. Well, my girl had a U-shaped smile, which is still pretty, right? But she wanted the C-shaped smile because they're known to look more approachable, right? But more generic, right? So it wasn't as good for her. So when she did get it done, got her, not rhinoplasty, her jawplasty, several parts are cut in the jaw and they're realigned. And was she more attractive? I mean, she was gorgeous beforehand, but yeah, objectively she was more attractive. But her parts, the roles she was getting for her acting stuff, if I named her, you'd know her, so I'm gonna, she got less roles or less unique roles. She was getting hired for beauty, not hired for being her. So something to consider. I'll stop there. Where are the DHV spikes?
You'd know her is my favourite one. You'd know her, but I can't. That's my favourite one.
Pre-selection, you have a highly valued girlfriend.
Right? And I'm into it. I'm into the reason why I'm telling you why she's beautiful, because it's a part of the story. Right? Now, again, this one's an over-the-top one. A case in point is...
I mean, did this story really happen with, that you had a girlfriend and she actually got her jaw
You have a lot of questions. So you're thinking, well, can I use this routine?
No, it's not. I'm just generally curious because, the story is
This
so,
is a routine
unbelievable.
called use... Oh no,
I know it's a routine called
girls
to you,
girls do this, and this is an amalgamation of truth in our lives. I'll say our lives because it's friends of mine and I. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good.
I've been to the Hollywood sign. I've touched it for good luck. We've
believe
looked down, looking at all of Hollywood, and when you're at the top of the Hollywood sign looking down, and if you have any Hollywood aspirations, like some of my girlfriends in the past have had, because I met them in Hollywood, when you bring them up there, they can see Hollywood with new eyes, because there's now a perimeter around it. It's like you can see the city, and you know that every person you have to impress, every producer and director, every person who will ever hire you, they're down there right now. It's tangible. It's visceral. You can see it. So I do recommend at some point that you make that a true story and climb up to the Hollywood sign, touch it for good luck. It works. I'll stop there again. Routines. They're stories you tell, and I'm embedding the DHVs into them. That's the art form. So if you have to write a cheat sheet and you're going to use your own stories. That's the point. I was in Hollywood, you weren't. But when you go, touch the Hollywood sign. If you want to use the Hollywood sign story, even though you've never done it, that's up to you. Fake it till you make it if you want. I'm not suggesting that. Okay? I'm suggesting that you go get laid by hot girls, and then you can say, my last girlfriend was a supermodel. Right? Like, the last girl I had sex with is f***ing bona fide hot. Gentlemen, she's hot. The end. There's no lie there. But what if that's not true for you? And you then decide to lie? Is it a lie or is it a fib? If you're a comedian and you say, yeah, my friend Jack, and meanwhile you don't have a friend named Jack, you have a friend named Fritz, but you don't want to use the word Fritz on stage, are you lying? I'm not talking about lying, I'm just talking about putting your best foot forward and DHVing so you can get the girl attracted to you. Okay? Because you're getting to, are you a liar?
No. It really wasn't about it. I was just really curious. I'm okay with that. If you make it, like people say, make it other way around. Fake it until you make it.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
One point comes to mind. The first time I had an exotic dancer girlfriend, what was her name? I lied to her Like I tried to get a girl who was an exotic dancer back in the day in Toronto years ago, and I couldn't. And I tried again once, and I couldn't. And I tried again one more time months later, and I couldn't. And then I finally met this girl, Sylvia, and I lied to her and I said that my last girlfriend was an exotic dancer. It saved her the step of getting to know me, because she believed it, you know, because I told her the last thing I need you to do is tell me anything about your job, because I know more about it than you do. And that made her go, oh, so you're like the, you know, stripper boyfriend type. Yeah, that's me. Right? And I got her. So I can't say whether it was right or wrong to have said that. You know, I knew her for a year. You know, did I tell her later that, no, you're the first? Yeah. You know, I didn't lose her from it, you know. But yeah, I was fibbing a little bit, but I've had some pretty girls, but they weren't technically dancers. You know, I had a go-go dancer before, you know, I had a bartender. Does that count? You know what I mean? It's still in the industry, isn't it? So I don't know, you know, it's up to you. But the idea here is to get the 5 DHVs in. Okay, so that first one is pre-selection. If you can't show it, then say it. Good? Next is leader of men. If, for instance, I believe, Ali, you had a chick come visit for a sec there. If she did join us, right, and she was going to sit here, she'd be noting that I've been holding the conch shell for quite some time, so it would be much easier from this point forward to get in trouble with you if she's here. You know what I mean? Or if Baxter's doing the talking because he's got the high value somehow quietly in the corner with things to say, and he's got things to say in the future, right? You know what I mean? That's leader of men, and we all want to do that. So when you're in field with your friends, it's not just you holding court and never letting them talk, because then it lowers their value, and then why are you hanging out with low-valued males? You all have to have time to shine. Remember that. Turn to your friend. If it's your buddy, it won't be, you know, me putting my back to my buddy and talking to the girl, right? It'll be me turning to my friend and over the shoulder to the girl. He has more value. I came with him. He's my boy. You know? Yeah, you're a hot girl. Big deal. We have hot girls in our lives. Oops. Happens, right? But this is more important. So keep your, you know, everyone can get a turn to chat. You do have the time to sit back and laugh and have your friends stand and have fun too, right? Make sense? Leader of men. So, pre-selection, leader of men, have a willingness to emote. A willingness to emote. You want to show a rich range of emotion, not hide it with a smile. Oh, what's your name? Oh, you're a nurse. No way. Oh, wow. That's the American smile. That fake smile where they can't tell, you know, whether you're happy or not, because you're faking it the whole way, right? You want to show a rich range of emotion. You want to have inflection in the way you speak. Maybe we'll demo our delivery in field. It's the best way to do it, because I'm speaking too fast here. A rich range of emotion. Usually what a guy will do is he won't cry, for instance, until after he's had sex with the girl. You know, she's become your girlfriend, and if a girl you meet had a father who had passed away, and you never learned that from her, and she became your girlfriend, that'd be kind of weird, you know? You'd assume she would tell you something about her life at some point, and when she did, let's say there was a tear in her eye. You know, my dad had passed away a dozen years ago now. I've got closure. As a father myself now, but if I get into it, you know, would it tear me up? Certainly. If I get into talking about my brother, this is the most recent thing with my brother, my older brother, he's the gay one of the family, by the way, so pickup is not of any interest of his, but he had a stroke, and so he's now paralyzed, and this is a big change in my life, or it's a big family issue, right? So yeah, man, if I talk about that, it can tear me up. But what a lot of guys do is they don't show a rich range of emotion prior to sex. It's only after sex that they start opening up, right? What I suggest is show your vulnerability, not at the opening, but, you know, on day 2 or day 3, you know, if you haven't had sex with her yet, show that you are willing to talk about something serious once, you know? Bring that up so that it looks like you're not gaming her.
So you wouldn't mind like crying?
Yeah.
To the girl?
Yes. Yes. If I'm telling you, if I tell the story about I've got 2 nieces, And I'll give you the short story. My youngest niece, Caitlin, and she's had braces since, when she was 2 years old, she fell down the steps and broke her jaw here and here, and this fell forward. It was harsh, and if you can imagine what a screaming baby on an airplane is like, now imagine when it's broken and there's blood and it's real. That type of screaming, you know, death, shrill, baby scream. And I was the one in the car driving with my sister's kid, holding the baby, crying in the back seat of the car, and I'm riding this car like it's on rails to get to the hospital, 25 minutes away, actually 40 minutes, but I did it in 25. And the stress levels, if I go into that story, I'll tear up. I love my family, you know? So why not tell a story of that nature, a vulnerability routine, in comfort, on a day 2, right? Rather than not show any vulnerability until after she's your girlfriend for a while. Have the guts to show a rich range of emotion. When you tell a story, sometimes you're going to be smiling, laughing. Sometimes it's going to be one of those ones where you're like, you're pissed off. You're acting as if you're pissed off. You know, I'm not pissed at the girl, I'm not pissed at you, but it's a part of the story where I'm pissed off at this dude. Okay, I had a girlfriend who was an exotic dancer, don't be a hater, and she calls me up at 2:15 in the morning. Now they get off at 2 o'clock, right? So she's in her car on her cell phone, and she tells me, baby, there's a group of guys in a car following me home from work. What do I do? Right? And she was like freaking out, which is really bitchy to do. If any set of guys that does that, I mean, can you imagine? You go to a strip club and afterwards you talk to your friends and say, yeah, let's follow one of the girls home. Okay, I'll pause there. Isn't that a neat story to tell? Yeah. Good for mainly a guy-rich one, where the girl is incidentally there. I'm DHVing up her head, into her head, obliquely while talking to the guys and shooting at the dudes, right? Talking about the time that I had a girlfriend who was hot, oops, that happens, and a bunch of tools were driving her home, you know, chaperoning her home. So I said to her, stay on the phone. I turned to my boys, we were at a club at the time, and I said, we gotta roll, no questions asked, we roll, hop in a car, and we meet up at a 4-way stop, right? I mean, I see her car, it's coming up, and it parks, and she's on the phone, and right behind them is this shitbox Nova, blue Nova, rusty blue Nova, piece of shitbox car, with 3 guys in it, you know, with no necks, big musclehead guys, but I didn't know that at the time, right? And they were such dicks. They had music playing, right, and they bumped into her bumper, and she came into the 4-way, right, and she screamed, ah! And I said, baby, just drive through, and I said, hold on tight, guys, and I ran my car into the side of their car. Now, I'm not saying that's what you do, I'm just saying, hey, it was Toronto at the time, this is a while back, it's what I did, you know, don't fuck with my girl. Pause there. Where are the DHV spikes?
Protector of loved ones.
Protector of loved ones, that's the 4th one there. Willingness to emote in the storytelling, pre-selected, leader of men, right? And the last one, by the way, of the 5 is successful risk taker. The operative word is successful, right? So if you can convey to a girl that doesn't know you that you are pre-selected, a leader of men, protector of loved ones, you have a willingness to emote, and you are a successful risk taker. If you can convey those 5, and you may have to trigger them 3 times each, you know, you will have a girl wanting to you, wanting to want you, wanting to snag you. You are hot. I'll give you an example of how it feels. You know, let's pretend I was going to introduce you to, an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she's free now. Hey, anyone can have her. And I were to say that she's a Playboy model. Would you want to meet her?
Yeah.
Right? If I didn't say Playboy model, you may still want to meet her, right? But what is that girl, that ethereal girl behind it? She's a 7 right now until I say something about her that she's a Playboy model. Now she's maybe a 9, right? And what if I say she's wearing a corset? She's wearing a corset right now because she's going to go out and she's a go-go dancer this weekend. She's a hired gun. It's already 9.5, right? And if I say, and she was born in 1952, right? Does her number go down now? Now we got an old lady back there, right? Just by my voice, just by what I'm saying, by the DHVs or DLVs, demonstrations of lower value, the age one, right? Her number changes, her rating changes. Same with us. So for me to make a girl want to chase me, not only do I have to create the illusion that I'm hard to get, by saying, okay, slow it down, speed racer. That's another thing you can say to a girl. Slow it down, speed racer. Buy me a drink before you hit on me like this. Get your tongue out of my mouth, girl. Yeah, we need loads of these. That's it. Now, if we can do that, if we can demonstrate higher value verbally or have our friends do it for us, what's known as an accomplishment intro, where I just say, can you do an AI for me, buddy? And I leave, and he then talks about me to the girl. Oh, he saved my life. We were nom together. Whatever. It'll help, right? And that's what DHVing is all about. We want to get those 5 triggered many, many times.
The real good one last night, and it was just quick because I saw the girl was about to turn back to her friend when you got up, and I just went, "Oh, you're letting him go, are you?" As if
wow.
So, and as Eric stood up, she grabbed his leg. She went, "Oh!" And then he looked, and she didn't know what to do. Then she was like, "Are you going?
Yeah.
Go."
Yeah, exactly. And I was just standing to stand. It was to give her that distance, to let you talk, to demonstrate a willingness to walk away. If you don't demonstrate that, she can't chase you if you don't let her chase you. You can't just always be there. You gotta demo that willingness to walk away. It's a push-pull concept. Really, it's more cat string theory where it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, giving that void that she feels discomfort in. She needs to make a move, and then you do 1 step forward, and before she wavers to, feel threatened and uncomfortable, you remove that threat. Now she feels uncomfortable that you're not making moves on her, and she has to kind of, so where are you from, and touch you, and she's chasing me. I need the girl. We're high-valued males. At least we're going to fake it till we make it, right? We're high-valued males. We want the girls to chase us, so we're going to do DHVs, and we're going to offer them the gift of the chase. That's what we're going to do. Okay? I think it's time for us to take a break. When we come back,
we'll wake up a bit.
When we come back, we're going to get into the structure of the first 5 phases. And I'm going to give you some material for each of the phases. So it'll make sense, and it'll start building the structure of a cheat sheet that we can use tonight. Fair? Okay, so let's clear our minds for now. A little 10-minute break. I need a drink. Okay, let's move forward, and we're going to have a place now to put all these ideas that we've already began, okay? From meat to sex goes through a series of phases. There are 3 main stages in courtship from meat to sex. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3. Beginning, middle, and ending of courtship. There's courtship, then there's the relationship, and then there's breakup. The beginning, middle, and ending of the entire relationship is courtship, the relationship or sexual relationship, and breakup. Beginning, middle, ending, right? We zoom into courtship, from meat to sex, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Relationship management, the middle of your relationship, that's up to you, okay? Get a relationship counselor if you got problems. Also, breakup, that's up to you. But I'll give you one piece of advice for breakup. Minimize it. As soon as you break up with someone and decide I'm broken up, start again. Why cry for 6 months when you can cry for 6 days? Why cry for 6 days when you can cry for 6 hours? And it will go away as soon as you meet another girl and she's smiling and laughing and you have her number in your pocket. When you go home, you won't think, oh, I can't get my ex-girlfriend back. You'll think, this new girl that I have a chance with. And so all the love you had for the last girl will transfer to the new girl. And you won't feel sad because you have the new girl as an option. Now, it is hard to get out of the house when you don't know that new girl yet, because you're like, I don't even know the girl. I don't feel anything. I don't want to go out. So that's why it's nice to have a friend pull you out of your doldrums, help you break up, help you move on by saying, we're going to get you out of the house. That's it. So knowing that the next girl that you fall in love with, you are going to hurt, It's like, oh yeah, you know, I come to this game thinking I'm going to solve all my problems. Do you know how many more problems you're going to get in this game? This is the problems. These are the problems of life. You're going to have women that you're going to pull into your life, and they're going to game you back. You're going to fall in love with them. You're going to have drama, and it's going to be a roller coaster, a rich range of emotion. Okay? Just know, getting into this game is going to thrill you. It's not, you know, a dead life. It's going to excite you, frustrate you, you're going to cry. So, the best way to end a relationship is swiftly and move on, because every ending leads to a new beginning. Okay? So, again, from meet to breakup. 3 main stages. Courtship. Relationship management is the middle, and then breakup. We're going to zoom into courtship. There's a beginning, middle, and ending there too. And that's from meet to sex. Most pickup is from meet to phone number. No, this is from meet to sex. That's real pickup, correct? And there's a beginning, middle, and ending to that. So we break this whole structure down into these 3 main parts of the game. There's stage 1, pickup. Then there's mid-game, day 2s, dating, day 3, right? Comfort building, getting to know each other, you know, dates. And endgame. An endgame is where you get the girl back to your house, right? And it escalates to full Monty. It escalates to sex, right? So you could get good at pickup, but if you're lousy at mid-game, you'll never get to endgame, right? 30 to 40 minutes is pickup. The last 30 to 40 minutes is sexual arousal and seduction. So the rest is like, you know, somewhat 6 hours of mid-game. This game is won in comfort. This game is won in mid-game. Most of our gaming the girl is going to be in mid-game. Comfort building, day 2s. Make sense? But you can't even get, you know, the practice to get good at mid-game until you get good at pickup. So what we're going to focus on today is pickup. From meeting her all the way up to getting her phone number, getting enough attraction that she'll want to see you again, and even getting some kino, which is some kissing is possible, arm in arm, and seeing each other again so that you can have mid-game take place, right? If I bounce a girl out of the club, mid-game's beginning. If I'm past 40 minutes in, I'm doing comfort game. If I'm in 2 hours, I'm already started mid-game. Make sense? But isn't that a nice way to break it down so that anything you're ever going to learn in the world of pickup will fit somewhere? Okay? So it kind of gives a nice structure in my mind. So I have variables. I've got spaces to put my information. To have a really good pickup system in your head, I picture 300 or so text files in my brain. You need about 300 one-liners or routines or gambits or things to say, things to do, little games, comfort-building games. You need about 300 text files to make a robust pickup system to help you with a whole myriad of pickup scenarios. I'm just saying, that's the feeling is about 300, you know? Some of them are one-liners and are done in 3 seconds. Some of them are, you know, like the cube. There's a routine made famous in the game. It's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 if you have her, you know, do it to a friend next. You know what I mean? It builds. But about 300 separate text files. Now imagine they don't end with .txt, right? Text. You can change the ending, and it could be .opn for openers. And then you got .neg for the negs, right? A neg, I'm going to explain what a neg is, by the way. We'll zoom into it later, but I'm going to just tell you what it is. A neg is not an insult. The result of a neg is laughter. A neg is a statement or action that the pickup artist does to briefly disqualify himself from being considered a potential suitor. If I go to blow my nose, am I picking on the girl? Am I insulting her? I'm just going to blow my nose. If I say, hey, pass me a tissue, and I go to blow my nose, right? Thank you. What are you going to watch? Sicko? I'm going to blow my nose, right? Am I being rude? No.
No.
But I'm also not hitting on her. I'm also making it look like I don't even care. She's not on my mind. I'm blowing my nose, right? Guys don't do that in front of hot girls. They're always so prim and proper and smiling and trying to be nice and show their best, put their best foot forward rather than go, you know? Like after you blow your nose, you go, thanks. You know? Keep that as a souvenir. Don't say I never gave you anything.
But is there a difference between a neg and teasing the girl? Or it's the same?
A neg just disqualifies you for being a potential suitor. Teasing does fall into that too, right? Like if you go, oh, you little shit. I love saying that right before I hug the girl. If I say, hug, she might not want to hug me. But if I go, oh, you little shit, get over here, now I can hug her, right? And after a hug, the power of any Kino escalation is in the roll-off. Now get off me. This is a funny line I say, right? And she has to re-engage me, touch me, in order for me to re-engage her. The power of any Kino is in the roll-off. The power of any Kino is in the roll-off. Remember that. It's not about me putting my hand on her knee. It's about my grabbing her hand, saying that's all you get. I'm curious about something. Is there more to you than meets the eye? No? All right, well, you're losing me. Right? So now she feels that discomfort and has to touch again to revalidate me. Right? It's me getting her to touch me getting her to touch me. If I touch her, the power is in the roll-off. Offering the opportunity to be pursued. Make sense? Hey, hey.
Hey.
Did you get the goods?
Mystery.
Yes.
Another question, you mentioned the cue. I mean, I've tried this routine in the past and other similars.
Okay.
And what always tended to happen is I felt it was just a boring conversation. Like I would go,
It's not boring.
yeah, but I kind of like never did get the right delivery to not.
Okay, I'll tell you, the reason why I don't do it is because back in the day, with Style and I would literally have a girl over and I'd say, let me introduce you to my friend Neil. And Neil would come over and I'd say, dude, you got to do the cube. And so I'd leave for 10 minutes, he'd do the cube, and after it was all done, it showed that I have cool friends that were awesome, right? And then I go have sex with her. It was so I didn't do that routine, you know, because we gamed very close together.
Yes.
He did the cube, I did different things.
Okay.
You know, we didn't cross over every piece of material.
I love the cube.
You know, but the cube, I know the cube. I can run the cube.
I got a girlfriend.
I just do magic instead. Thank you. Awesome.
Sex in the same night with the cube.
With the cube.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's delivery most likely. You're doing it too boring. You're coming in too nice. You're a nice guy. You're not. You know, we want to create
like,
characters in
Yeah,
field.
I think that's my problem.
Yeah, and you'll have a chance to. You know, once you understand that current emotional state, the way you open, you can open. I'm coming out of nowhere, but as your opener, do you understand that? I'm trying to show you that you can go into the. That's your opener. You can't write that in a book, can you? You know, maybe it's a little incongruent right this second, but in a club environment where you just start laughing maniacally, you know, pull out your phone, go to the emoticon keyboard, exactly, and open with laughing and going, you have to find me the hamburger. Okay, do you got it? Is that the hamburger? Oh my God, you found it, I need it. And roll off. That's it. First open was current emotional state, non-needy, non-threatening, right? And now she can now open me easy, right? Reopen me, or I could over the shoulder reopen. Have you guys heard the song? You spin me rats round, baby, rats round like a record. You don't know that. Who the hell sings this song? I got brain freeze. Well, find the answer for me and figure it out.
Florida.
No, it's that's a remake. It was who was that?
Flow Rider.
No, that was a remake. The original one.
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. That's it. Yes.
I didn't know.
I had 6 hours of brain freeze. No, I know the answer, but it allows you to initiate the conversation without telegraphing the very things you don't want to telegraph, which is fear, right? Hi, my name's Eric. What's your name? You're showing too much interest. You're being too nice. And they don't know what emotional state you're in. You know, if someone bumps you and you turn to see what's going on, if the guy has a smile on your face, it's no biggie. But if they're neutral, we will feel fear. You know, if he goes, you know, someone bumps you and he goes, sup? Sup? You're like, sup? Right? But you don't know where he's at because he's neutral. Girls are going to fear guys. Like, do you as men know what it's like to be attracted to someone bigger and stronger than you? Maybe. It was at one time. We were lonely. So what we want to do is just on the open convey that we don't need anything from them. We're already self-amused, right? So you can't come in too cool for school. You have to come in non-needy, non-threatening, playful, laughing. And you can't write it in. When I say smile, I could write a whole chapter and say smile. Smile on the open, like you're playing, anyone play, what do you call that? War games with a paintball gun. You ever play paintball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The rule is you wear your mask when you're in field. You never take that mask off because it's a game, for Christ's sakes. If you take your mask off, you're just a idiot. You can get your eye knocked out for playing a game with your friends on a weekend, for Christ's sakes. Wear the mask. It's just a rule. You know, if you wipe your eye, you don't take your mask off and wipe your eye. You keep it down and you wipe your eye. And it's just a rule. No one's going to shoot you when you know your mask is off. But it may happen. You get a little fleck in your eye and you're screwed, right? It's a rule. Wear your mask. Smile's a mask. Wear your mask on the in. The very first time your next girlfriend sees your face for the first time ever, the very first second she sees your face should be with a smile. Warm with the eyes. Smile with the eyes.
You don't want the first time to
Right.
be you, a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Hey. You know, then he smiles, right? Very first moment, smile. Smile with the eyes. Okay? You don't have to keep the smile. But that first moment, don't you think that's kind of romantic? The very first time your next girlfriend, who's important in your life, thinks back, when I first saw him, he had a big smile on his face. Right? It will raise your points by 2. Just like if you saw a girl not smiling versus smiling. The girl smiling, she's just hotter. She's more approachable, she's more dreamy. Right? Smile. And it could be cheesy. Smile with the eyes. Right? Smile.
Smizing, I think it's called.
Smizing. Smile. Smile. Smile with the eyes. It's your mask. The first 3 seconds, smile. You don't have to keep the smile, but smile on the open. Right? Smile between sets. Yeah.
Quick question. But if you say we have to wear a mask and we have to smile, but it's like we have to act and in some way lying, or it's like...
You know what? If you don't want to smile, you don't have to smile.
No,
you also don't have to get laid. Right? If you want to get laid, you have an increased chance of getting laid if you convey that you're non-needy,
Yes.
non-threatening.
But
But
it's
what
not
if you? But what if I'm needy and threatening?
It's not better.
What if I want to
instead
punch a girl in the head?
instead
What
of-
if I want to? Are you saying I'm not allowed to? This is the exact same
No,
thing we're
instead
dealing
of wearing
with.
a mask, if we
Right.
are two,
If
with
you're
our
unhappy
personality, and we
and you're unhappy and you lie by faking a smile and you get the girl, I think lying is okay in that case.
no, I mean that maybe it's better to find myself, the core of myself.
You may
inside
have to
me,
go home
and
and
then-
smile in a mirror and then come out, or you can fake a smile. See, we can go forever in this world of I'm saying smile. If you don't smile, I'm not introducing you to my girls, because then you're the weird guy that doesn't smile. Hey, who doesn't smile? You got problems, buddy. You don't smile. It's a big issue. You gotta smile. You're gonna be less threatening. You're too serious.
Yes.
If you smile on the end, the sets will open.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yes.
Something we'll work on.
Yes, that's okay.
I have a question regarding the laughter. I mean, the one you showed, the example was the maniacal laughter. I mean, you came off as crazy to me in that.
Thanks.
And yeah, doesn't that be a deal? This
What do you
low
mean?
value, low value.
You're missing the point. The point is because it's different and you don't give a
Okay.
see, to an 8, 7 and below, it's not going to work. It's not going to work as well even. It might
I don't know how to
might
pick
work,
up a 7.
but yeah. I mean, this
This is
isn't the course.
calibrated
This
game.
isn't the course for 7s.
Okay, so it's more about the attitudes. They're like, I don't give a
It's
shit.
because they're like,
and-
wow, this guy acts like this in front of me, where I have yes men all around me.
Yeah, you know, you can go in serious, like the last guy or the next guy. You can go in with a fake smile, you know, oh, and being nice. Oh, what's your name? Hi, how are you? Oh, what brings you here today? Oh, these are your friends. It's nice to meet you. Or you can come in like the way Tommy Lee gets Pam Anderson by opening with licking her face. You know, you want Pam Anderson or do you want to get a regular little chick? Because you're not going to get Pam Anderson when she's in a club or you know a girl like her. You know, if you're going to go to Hollywood and you're going to meet Alyssa Milano, you're not going to get her by going hello, my name is. It just does not work. You're going to be dismissed like an ugly girl. It's as simple as that. It's a different level of game. You're not going to get into, you're not going to be pulled into VIP because you're just boring.
It's game for high value women.
And
That's what it's
you know,
game for.
yeah.
So it's different. It doesn't fit into a box that you can quantify.
And it's hard to demonstrate here, to go from 0 to laughing maniacally, right? When you open with the maniacal laughter and the hamburger emoticon one, all I'm saying is, it works.
If it sounds
Who knew?
normal and
Who knew?
you do it normally,
I could say
everyone
I didn't know it would
do
work. It doesn't sound like it would work.
And everyone would have to.
Wait till you see it in field.
They don't. The ones out
You
of
know,
10, you don't
opening
know how
with-
the game works because it's different. But actually, I'm telling you now.
About this crazy thing, how many times have we heard like, a girl say that guy is
That's an
crazy, and he ends up being with that same girl?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why
The
isn't the
crazy
guy
guy,
who
and the
who
normal
burps
guy,
loudest?
Crazy means I
You know,
like you.
there's a bunch of guys
Exactly.
together, and there's some girls, and there's one guy that just, you know, he's drinking beer and he blows a big ass burp, right? And the girl ends up with him.
Crazy.
It's like, doesn't sound like it should happen, but he's the alpha male of the group. He's the guy who burps and doesn't give a I don't have my boss here. I don't have a boss. I work with people. I don't work for people. So what if I want to fart? You know?
The only time it's come back on me is when I was dating a girlfriend who was an atomic dancer, and she was telling that the dad said to me, "Finish." No, a different girl. And he's like, "How did you meet?" And I was like thinking of a nice story, and she's like, "Oh, he asked me how to say good donuts in Finnish." Right? And I'm like, "No," and I went, that embarrassed me then because the father was there, and I actually went red then, but I didn't go red on the open.
Right.
Yeah. So, but she loved it. She thought it was amazing. You know, she was laughing because it was different.
And
Everyone else is
non-threatening.
like bowing to her.
Yeah.
Can I get you a drink? And I'm like, how do you say good donuts in Finnish?
Good donuts.
So it's like
Going in like 007, you know, looks like the party's over here. Hello,
Jimmy
ladies.
Alex.
Hello, Jimmy what?
Jimmy
Shane.
Alex.
Shane.
Not my lips.
Yeah, not about my lips. What about your lips? It doesn't work. It doesn't, that 007 style too serious, it doesn't work. It opens the set, but it goes nowhere. No tension is established. See, there's a sequence that must take place. I have to create tension before she can resolve it. It's a part of the phases. Otherwise, it's just going in direct and hoping. If the girl says no, then you're left with having to work the next set. Right?
You must break
I want to play to
rapport.
win. Yeah, you break rapport and then let the girl redeem herself as if she just almost lost you. Right? So you get to say your first impression sucked. Now that I get to know you, you're awesome. I want to be able to say that and get away with that with the context that I've created prior to it. Right?
So
With
the
consistency.
Example would be one you say is you're losing me.
Yeah.
That's one you
All right,
say.
you're losing me. A girl did that to me, by the way. This is how it came up. I was in Vegas. I was sitting on a bar stool. A girl had sat on my leg, and you know she was wearing a mini skirt, so her panties are on my leg. She's sitting here, and we're up close, and it was like, I don't know, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes, or 8 minutes in. And at one point she says, "All right, you're losing me," and she stands up and rejoins her friends. And I remember feeling like, oh, what did I say? Like, what did I do? And a minute passed now, and I'm like sitting here like a loser. I felt like I lost my investment. She was into me, and now I'm not able to get back in. Like, if I stand up and rejoin them, I've lost my value. I feel like a loser. And then I paused on that and went, this is exactly what I want a girl to feel. I want her to feel what I'm feeling right now because I want her. And I didn't know I wanted her until she said that. So I used that the next week to great health, right? And you can use it twice on the same girl, right? Don't do it 3 times. I did it 3 times once on a girl, an hour apart or whatever. But she said in a relationship afterwards, she said that it was too much. And I was like, yeah, because it's harsh to say, all right, you're losing me. To me, it's just a soundbite, right? I just throw it off and roll off for a second. Hey, rejoin my friend for a sec. And then she will then re-engage me in conversation from it. But if you don't do it, you're left with not creating an awkward pause for her to try to fill. I'm the one putting awkward pauses in by choice. It's my drama. They're pregnant pauses to me. I put them in before she does.
But you want her to feel what you would feel when you talk to a hot girl and she cuts you down. She says something really harsh, or and you feel that. Oh, you feel that.
Yeah, you just feel sick to your stomach. Like, what did I do?
You want them to feel that.
I'm a 10.
Because when they feel
that's
that,
the
they
goal.
want you. Because they're like, why would they feel that emotion about you unless they want you? And then they realise they want you, and they're like, oh, now I've got to get him back because I'm losing him. Another good one that I say is, so they're chatting, and all of a sudden it gets to the point where you can see they're chatting, and they go, blah, blah, boring.
Blah, blah, boring. It's great.
And back to me.
Blah, blah, boring. When
Write
you
it down,
beautiful girls,
we want to be using this.
When they're beautiful girls, and they know, and they're 9+, they're beautiful. You can say blah, blah, boring.
Like an egg. Can you use it as an opener?
It's an egg. You can use this as an opener. And what's the response? What would your response to that be?
The same.
Exactly, and you get an IOI, a positive response from me.
Mirror matching.
It's exactly. It's great if it's a bartender. You can actually look at a bartender and go, and they'll just go to you. And then smile for it, give her the positive thing, and then go in. It's a great opener. Another interesting opener that works very well is asshole. Part 2 to that is, that's what she said to me. She needed a tampon. I was discreet. I got her one. She's wearing the damn thing now. But because I asked for one, not that I had one on me, she calls me an asshole. I'm the asshole? She's the asshole. It's great. Sometimes girls deserve it too, because you run an opener and one of them starts turning away, so you tap them and say, asshole. That's what she said to me. She called me an asshole. She needed a tampon. I got her one. I'm the asshole. She's wearing the damn thing. She's the asshole. But it fries them right at that moment. That works great. It just works.
It's like when you throw these, we call them pebbles. You throw these pebbles in and they hit. It's like donk. And as they hit, you have time to work your magic while they're stunned.
Yeah.
Like in Street Fighter. You ever play Street Fighter?
Yeah.
When they're stunned, they're like, because you just hit them with so many moves and they're like, and you got that slow moment just to go, triple dragon.
Triple dragon.
Front routine.
The pebble would be the asshole.
Well, it's like an egg, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
an egg.
Asshole.
Asshole, they're like,
Asshole. And I wait, I pause, see how they respond. And right before they say anything, because it's like an opinion opener, where it's actually a false opinion opener. When you're asking someone for their opinion, you don't need an answer. You don't give a shit. You don't wait for their answer. What's your opinion on black males? All right, get this. Some schmarmy looking woman in the elevator. See, I'm dismissing them. That's the point of it. It's for me to already be dismissing these people I don't know. I'm asking an opinion, but it's a false opinion opener. I don't wait for a response, ever. So if you've ever heard of opinion openers, you can't stack them because then you're asking this opinion, then this opinion, then this opinion. But one of your openers can be a false opinion opener, creates the illusion of instant rapport, like you're trying to get info from them, but you're answering yourself because you're self-amused.
Okay.
Okay.
No, because I tried opinion openers and always ended up being boring because then the girls answer.
The character you've conveyed to us is the very character you're going to convey in field, and you're going to be eaten alive. I look forward to your transformation. It's not me, it's the universe. We're going to go in field, the field is the way it is, and you have to somehow make that field work for you. And you're going to learn that if you do everything that you've done in school, everything you've done in work, you will lose. It's as simple as that. You're going to learn a lot from the field. It's going to teach you what it needs from you. It needs excitement, it needs thrills, it needs sound bites, short things, right? I mean, dude, the things we're doing, we're smiling, laughing, and we're like velociraptors. Like there's one point where, you know, I'm doing the drink thing, and this man, I mean, he doesn't pour drinks, you know what I mean? But he's like doing me a favor. I owe you one, I know, you know. Next time you're seated there, I'm like, yes, sir, there you go. It's his bottle, you know. When he's got a girl, it's my bottle. When I got a girl, you know, it's his bottle when he's got a girl. And so, you know, it's like you put your hand up while you're talking to a girl, and a drink appears. You know? You just, we're like velociraptors. We hunt in packs, you know? We work together.
Yeah, your wingman must be ready.
It will come together. But the outrageousness of behavior, it has to be, you got to get through their, some girls are boring, some girls need excitement, some girls need what's known as buying temperature. You got to like juggle, you got to make them, I'd rather have a girl pissed off at me, I can work with that, than someone who just doesn't care.
Like boring?
Boring, I won't be remembered. Hate me, I'd rather a girl hate me than not be able to remember me, you know? Remember me, hate me, but remember me. I can work with that. I can recover from that. I can fix that. I can't fix boring, bored, you know? Then I gotta snap her out of that. You know, it's my fault. It's always our fault. You know, blame us. If you don't get the girl, dude, it's your fault. You know? It's not like, well, she's a bitch. There are no bitches. She's just a bitch to you to get rid of you, because having a bitch shield works. If a girl says off to you, don't all of a sudden think it's, you know, that she wasn't your type. No, she was your type. She just treated you in a bitchy manner because it worked. Got rid of you. Because you didn't stimulate her emotions. Right? So you're going to have to be focusing on delivery, on using some material that's actually going to captivate them. Right? And a lot of it's a little bit of trickery. Not trickery, but not manipulation either. But demonstrating a willingness to walk away. I know you'll be able to pull this off. You have a German vibe.
Yes.
You know?
My parents are both German.
Okay, fair. And with that comes you know, astute, solid, and right? But a little bit of dismissiveness with over the shoulder where you can talk to her like this, but she hasn't earned you turning to talk to her. You know? Where you're like kind of nose up in the air. Not forcefully doing it, but just over the shoulder where they kind of haven't amused you enough. You'll be able to pull that off. Great. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You picture him, right? And they'll feel like, why doesn't he like me? You know, why doesn't he like me? And we'll just, so where are you from? I am from Germany. Oh, that's why. Okay, it all makes sense now.
But I'd also practice fluctuation in your tonality. I'd practice that, so it's not so monotone.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about the dismissiveness. Where don't be so interested in the girls. Be interested in yourself and what you have to say, because you're fascinated by the things that are in your mind, you know, and they just happen to be nearby. And as soon as they say something you don't like, you can already dismiss them with your hand. That's harsh, you know. But on a hot girl, you know, first impression black males, and sometimes they say hate it, and you go, okay, get this. Right? I'm keeping them in by saying, okay, get this. I was in an elevator, but I'm already... You know? Who does that on a hot girl? You know? Only a guy that's been with a hot girl already. Really, a guy doesn't care.
One you can do
Curious.
as well is they'll be like, because they will guess you're from Germany. You can't not guess you're from Germany.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, oh, you're German. You go, yeah, sure. So,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah.
So these are good little.
Germany, sure.
Yeah, sure. Or you've heard of it.
I like when I ask somebody where are you from and they say, New York. I say, I've heard of it. It's a funny little one-liner. It's going to come in handy, gentlemen. You're going to use it in field because at some point, where are you from is going to pop up, right?
Yeah.
What nationality are you is another way of saying it. I use it in qualifying. I don't ask on the open because I'm not supposed to care yet, right? But when I have enough interest to go, where are you from? What nationality are you? And they'll say German, and I'll say, no way, you're German? Oh my God, okay. When I was a teenager, there was this girl, she was German. You know what? I can't even talk to you about it now. And I roll off. Right? And it doesn't matter whether she's German or Irish or I like all girls, right?
There's a good one if they ask from where you're from. I gave one for Shaz to say. Do you want to say what it is?
I'm half Scottish, half
They
Nigerian.
say, I'm Nigerian Scottish. And you go, yeah, I can play the bagpipes and it's a long story though.
It's a long story about my bagpipes.
I'm Nigerian down below.
Okay, so here's what we got to fill. We're talking about courtship. Notice the structure. It's from meet to breakup. 3 main parts of a whole relationship, beginning, middle, and ending. We're zooming into courtship. There are 3 main stages from meet to sex. Those 3 main stages, pickup, mid-game, end-game. Got it? There are 3 phases to the first stage. Beginning, middle, and ending of pickup. Then there's a beginning, middle, and ending of mid-game. And a beginning, middle, and ending of endgame. So there's 9 phases. It's just, we're going to, start in pickup. Then we're going to do the middle part. Then we're going to do the end part. Then we're going to move to a location where we can do comfort. And then we're going to do mid-game comfort, like the beginning of comfort, then mid-game comfort, then the ending of comfort. And then we're going to begin with the seduction, the beginning of seduction, mid-game of seduction, ending of seduction. That's how we're breaking it apart. 9 phases. And there's 3 more additional phases, and this handles moving the set from the place where you meet them. You're standing by this place to lock in. Okay, here's a girl, and I walk up to her and I talk, right? And then she's, oh, nice meeting you, gotta go, right? Or I can switch around where I'm leaning against here. That's the closest one lock-in position. So it buys me, I'm leaned up against the wall, and she's talking to me. So now, other sets see me talking to a girl in such a way that it looks like she's gaming me or she came with me, right? So the first 3 minutes, I'm not in that lock-in yet, but I'm getting ready to get into that lock-in. And that's the first lock-in, but I want to do multiple lock-ins. I may actually get my buddy to go sit in a chair if it's a busy place and say, sit there, I'm going to work that set, and I'm going to merge her back to you, introduce you, and then you give me the chair. So I have a place to sit with the girl, right? And I thank my wingman for it, and then I own one in the next round. That way, you have a place to lock her in. So you're going to do multiple moves. You're going to lock in, sit down. Ultimately, that's what we want to do. But you got to do multiple moves. Moving from one location to another within the bar is a phase. Grabbing the girl by her hand and leading her through the crowd to say, let's go, meet my friends up in the smoking section. Even if you don't smoke, it's quieter there to talk, right? So grab her by the hand, and you're doing the Keno tests with her hand. If, for instance, this will happen often. Excuse me. If I hold my hand, or hold her hand here, I'll bring my arm up high as I'm walking through the crowd. So her hand is up above her heart level. She's touching my hand. And I'll keep my hand open. It's uncomfortable for a girl to have her hand up high like this. If she's not interested, she'll take her hand away. But if she has some form of interest, she's going to try to keep contact. So I'm not going to hold her hand the whole time and try to lead her. I'm actually going to let go, raise my hand, see if it holds, right? And as it holds there for a bit, good, and then I can lower it again. And that's a test I do.
And
So,
if it's not told?
And if it's not hold, and if she lets go completely, then I know I've got more work to do. I've got to do more DHVs before I can start throwing her IOIs, right? I need to get indicators of interest from her before I can give her indicators of interest. It has to be balanced. I can't just hit on her because she's hot. I have to hit on her for legitimized reasons and only when I've gotten some indicators of interest from her. So two things are needed for me to bother doing that. But that's one of them. Another one is holding her hand. I'll grab her hand like this. If her hand's open like this, I have more work to do. I gotta do more DHVs. But if her hand's like this, I know that she's, you know, reciprocating. I'll even let go a bit to see if she'll let go, but we're still holding. I'm testing. I'm doing 3 tests basically. One is I'm doing the hand hold, normal hand hold. Does she squeeze back or hold big? Then I let go and switch it to this, right? See if she keeps the contact. Then I make it hard for her, right? And then bring it back down. And then I'll even let go and maybe introduce her in front of me to see, and touch her, the back of her hand with this hand here to see if she grabs this hand and pulls me next. So I'm doing 3 things basically in the move as an option. I want to just build some compliance momentum and get her moved from one location to another, but I want to do that as a phase. Moving is a phase. Another phase is bouncing, where you're getting her from this location out of the club to the next location, right? You're bouncing that night, an instant date, or getting her from one club to another. We may do that. We may actually move from the first floor to the second floor. Even that's still just a move. A bounce is where you leave the venue and you go to another venue, like to grab a bite to eat at the end of the night, right? If we can pull some girls to another venue at the end of the night, we got way more compliance happening and you're on your way, you know? Because when you get to that next location, the girls are with you. They feel like they're with you. And that's good, right? And the third thing is getting a phone number and seeing them at another occasion, and that's known as a time bridge. You're bridging over the time that you're apart so you can be together again and continue gaming. There's 2 sides to that. That's why it's a time bridge. You're bridging over the time to be with her again. So you meet her, you game. Now I can't be with her anymore. I can get her phone number. Go 5 extra minutes. Don't just get a number and leave. You know, thanks, I got your number, I'll call you later. Right? And leave. Stay 5 extra minutes. Because it'll make it feel more real. It's yeah, I got your number, that's good, but that's not why I'm talking to you. I'm not just trying to get your number. Yeah, I got your number, good. We'll do something another time. But let me finish my story. The girl will actually want to leave because they've been doing number exchanges before where they end abruptly. Sometimes a girl will give you the number just to get rid of you. So you want to stay an extra 5 minutes if you can to show that you actually like her for her.
Also, it's like you always expect, like, the number was always a done deal. You just had to do it at some point.
Exactly.
And carry on your story.
Exactly. It's like an incidental almost.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's swap numbers. Anyway, and then carry on chatting.
So you make this side solid, but you're bridging over the time you're apart to be with her again so you can continue together hitting on her. But there's 2 sides to it. So don't just go for the phone number. You're going to go for the phone number, yes, and the reason for seeing each other again. Really, that's what you're talking about. You'll talk about this, and then getting the phone number is incidental to make that happen. That's a time bridge. So there's moves, bounces, and time bridges. And that handles getting from one physical location to another. Here are the physical locations. Gentlemen, it's all in 3s here if you're noticing. There are 3 physical locations that all pickups go through. The target-rich attraction location, where we're going tonight. The comfort building location, quieter place, you know, restaurant or cafe to shoot at the end of the night maybe. And then the seduction location, right? Those are the 3 physical places. You can open the girl in a club, but if, you know, your girlfriend of 2 years won't have sex with you in a public stall, don't expect a quality girl you've just met to you in the bathroom. You know what I mean? You're going to have to move her to a comfort building location where it's quieter, to get to know each other, right? And then move her to, you know, let's say your living room where you can finally escalate into seduction. 3 separate locations. And we have 3 ways of getting from location to location to location. Moves, which is like moving from the, you know, near the dance floor area where it's loud, talk to her for 3 minutes, lock in against the wall, and then move her to the quieter area. We can move her to the nearby comfort location, which is, you know, grabbing a cigarette upstairs, you know, or outside where it's quieter. That is a move. Or we can bounce out of the club, outside, when she's on my arm or walking to the next venue. That's a great comfort building time. She's locked in with me for the time I'm walking. It's a moving set, but she's with me. It's comfort building, right? And then the third one is time bridging, where you're getting a phone number and you're going on a date. I hate that, the dating loop, but that is there too. So again, in the first stage, which is within pickup, the first stage is attraction. You've got A1, A2, A3. Then you move into C1, then time bridge or bounce into C2, which is, you know, you've now bounced them to grab a bite to eat, right? Then time bridged or bounced into your C3 location, which is your living room, and then move into your bedroom for S1, S2, S3. So you're doing A1, open, false time constraint. A2, demonstrate higher value while simultaneously disqualifying yourself from being a potential suitor by throwing negs, buying you time to DHV, looking for indicators of interest, moving off into A3, where you can now lean back, start qualifying her. That's a high valued male behavior. Only 80% of attraction has to be done in A2, in the attraction phase. When you get to A3, the act of qualifying a girl is high valued male behavior. It's going to get you the rest of the attraction there, right? Then you can say your first impression was lousy. Now that I get to know you, you're absolutely incredible. That's when you can do your qualifying stuff, right? Move the set, because you can show interest. How do you all know each other? Happens in A3, right? These are the waypoints. From there, you can move into a sit-down situation. You can merge forwards or backwards. That's merging time. You're allowed to do it at that point. Finally get to sit down and start your C1 comfort building material. Like, where are you from? What nationality are you? Stuff you don't want to do when you're standing and not caring what her name is. Don't ask her name on the open. If she's hot, you don't need to know her name. I've got the Landy Swinnapole was a supermodel. Guess Jeans girl, Victoria's Secret, Sports Illustrated, the whole deal. Beautiful, beautiful girl. I didn't know her name for the first 40 minutes. We made out for 25 minutes before I knew her name. In fact, after the makeout, when I was holding her and bringing her back to Neil, I have it on camera, it's on the internet, I'm moving her back and I'm saying, by the way, what's your name? Landy. It's a very pretty name. But it was incidental. We can like each other without knowing each other's name, right? So to open with the name, what's your name? It's to show too much interest. She hasn't earned that from me yet, right? But do you see how it works? A1, A2, A3, move into C1. That's all we're doing. We're going to A1, A2, A3, move into C1. That's what we're doing tonight. A1, A2, A3, move into C1. In A1, we're going to open and use false time constraints. Those are our two tools. And they're just text files in our head, .opn text files and .ftc text files. False time constraint, I can only stay a moment, I got my friends here, is that. I give myself a verbal false time constraint. Another one is, if it looks like we're going to get going, I can actually finish the story and tuck the chair back in, right? As if I'm about to take off. And then I can rejoin, because it reminds me of to finish the story about something, right? The act of doing that is a non-verbal false time constraint, or FTC. And it's a wonderful tool at the beginning to make the girl feel like you're not a bum begging for change. Don't open with excuse me. Don't open with sorry. Don't open with sorry to bother you. Don't open with I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Some people put them all together. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Do you know how boring that is? Excuse me? What, you have to give yourself an excuse? You're excusing yourself? Why, because you're not fun? Why? Right? That is a vagrant's opener. Don't open with excuse me. You can open with hey guys. If they're all girls, say hey guys. Right? As opposed to hello ladies. Right? Where you're putting it all up front, all the tits on the table. Right? Don't say excuse me. Don't say sorry. Don't apologize for your talking as if you already know you're going to be a nuisance or a pest. Right? Sorry to bother you. You're already telling them that you're going to be a bother, that you think of yourself as a low-value bother.
You might as well say, I'm going to bother you.
Yeah, hi, I'm going to bother you now. Right?
I'm just going to bother you.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about it though.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you, but
I'm sorry for living.
I have to know your name.
Yeah, for existing.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sorry I exist, but I'm going to bother you.
That might work. That might
I'm going to write that one down.
Our hands.
Write that one. If you do it that way, it works.
But I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Don't ask to ask. Ask. Or better, state. Instead of saying what nationality are you, you could say you are from Jersey. They could say no, from New York. Yeah, you have a Jersey accent. It's better to give a statement and be wrong about it, but at least it's more interesting, right? You are from Botswana. No. Where are you from?
I don't know.
It's just more interesting, right? Instead of saying, how are you? Who the f cares, right? You're trying to convey to the girl that you're pre-selected by women to the point where you have grown accustomed to beauty. I'm not desensitized to it, but I'm accustomed to it. And you can't be accustomed to beauty if you're actually worried about your hair, you know, and being nice and trying to, you know, not say the wrong thing. You literally want to say the wrong thing and have the girl go, he doesn't care. Why not? Who is he? What's your name? I'll get the girl saying, what's your name, after I tell her to f*** off. It's crazy. I'm not saying I'll tell her, but some sort of dismissive thing I'll do is like, oh my God, you're pooping words. I can spell it. I can spell it. That's great stuff, by the way. You're pooping words. If you say to a girl, oh my God, woman, you're pooping words. And you're smiling about it, you know. But
Well, I'm going to try that new opener now.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you.
No, it's like, I'm sorry for existing, but I'm going to bother you until you tell me to f*** off. And then, you know what they'll say, they'll go f*** off, and then you go, I lied. I'm going to use that.
You got to do that with the priest outfit.
Yeah. I bless you for swearing.
But do you see that there's when you get tight at it, in A1, you're going to begin by using the tool of the opener, right? And an opener is just a story that's short, that you can stack openers. You can do several. They're 10 seconds long, 30 seconds long tops. Short stories start at the beginning so you can hold attention.
Yeah,
right?
don't milk it.
Don't milk your opener. If you're asking an opinion opener and they actually give an opinion, and then next thing you know, you're 3 minutes talking about what they have to say about your question, that's wrong. We're not supposed to do that. Our job at the beginning is to convey our personality. It's 90% us, 10% them. And that 10% is just the illusion of interactivity. It's really 99% us. That will switch over, the conversational ratio will switch over about 3 to 5 minutes in when we start to qualify the girl. Now we're giving her a chance to talk, and then it'll turn at most 55% us, 45% them.
If they talk too much at the beginning, what I find is you get stuck in the friend zone. So you're a friend that they're just talking to at the beginning. So first you need to be the one attracting them. And then when...
I'll cut them off.
Yeah.
I'll cut the girls off. I'll just, you know, that's a fascinating story. Even better. And I'll just stack to something. Have you ever been to the Hollywood sign? Completely non sequitur. Just like a comedian. You don't have to say, oh, that reminds me. You don't need to have a reason to go to the next thing. Have you guys ever actually been in a submarine? Who's been in a submarine, like a real submarine?
Not one that's been underwater.
You have you?
Yeah, just.
Oh yeah, a German U-boat, of course.
No, just as a kid, like it's just not in an actual on the sea, on the harbor. It was just showing a submarine.
So you were in a pretend submarine?
No, real.
Well, that's not underwater.
But notice how moments ago we were talking about qualification, we were talking about pickup, and now we're talking about submarines. Do you notice how it's non sequitur? You can just instantly stack to the next thing, and that is normal in conversation. It doesn't even have to be normal in conversation. It's something that we do to stay interesting when we're in field. We got to keep the conversational juggling taking place, so we just stack forward to the next piece. At the beginning, we use openers, short stories that may have 1 or 2 DHVs in it, so that it triggers their interest, or at least makes them think, okay, he's not after me. You know, like if I say, I'll say to a girl, I'll pull out my wad of money and say, do you have a quarter on you? If I just say, do you have a quarter? They'll say no. But if I have a wad of money and say, do you have a quarter on you? They'll take, you know, and that's it.
Do you have a quarter on you?
Yeah.
I just don't have the change.
Flash cash. You know, what's funny with flash cash, by the way, is, you know, if you're traveling, it's nice to have a wad of cash, not like that. But flash cash, a woman will respond to flash cash. It doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean that you're trying to get a girl who's a gold digger. If you don't have gold, you don't have to worry about gold diggers. But the neat thing about it is you just reach in your pocket and put it from one pocket to another, you know, to grab your lighter or whatever. It's not about getting her thinking you're rich. It's about getting her knowing that you can take care of yourself, that you don't need to mooch off of her, that you can buy your own drink. It's actually an important little thing that we all can, as pickup artists, demonstrate silently with a little bit of flash cash. It's better than a Rolex watch. It's better than having a car at home that you can't bring into the club. That's a $200,000 car, you know, bring your Mercedes or your Bentley, right? Flash cash actually goes a long way. Isn't that crazy? It's also nice if a girl ever says to you, buy me a drink. You'll say, whose money is this? Oh, that's right, it's my money. Buy your own drink. How about you take care of the first round, I take care of the second round. That's how we do it with my friends. Scotch and soda, thank you.
I play reciprocation. You go first, I'll go second.
Mm-hmm. I'll take care of the next round. Scotch and soda, thank you. Right?
You switch it off a little, the conditioning air.
He's got the right, we've got 5 minutes.
Okay, so to wrap up, we're going to need some openers to get A1 complete, because it's cold approach. You already have some openers, no doubt. I'm going to watch you in field, see what you do, how you game. If you need an opener, there's a million in one of them, right? I stick to, I don't know, 5 or 10, I guess. You go, but your mystery, you know, it's cold approach. Yeah, I just stick to the ones I'm good at because I'm very good at them. They work. And you will have unique ones to you when we're done here. That will be ones you get good at, that will be different from your buddy, you know what I mean? So we all have different openers. You need more than one because sometimes you have to reopen, you have to go back, right? Sometimes you're in a set where their friends come and you have to own them too and you can't repeat the same opener. Sometimes you're going to open this set, but these ones are hearing it, so you can't repeat the same opener, right? You need to have other openers. They can't all be opinion openers, and you're going to learn these openers in field when you need them on the fly, right? So if you don't know an opener to say, come to me and I'll give you an opener to use. I'm going to most likely ask you to stick to current emotional state openers, ones that convey personality, ones that aren't just written, and they're intellectual openers. Although I have some really kick-ass intellectual openers, like the Titanic opener. I may demo that in field. Because it works, man. It's, you know, it works. Have you guys heard of the Titanic? It's a ship. Yeah, okay. Just checking.
I heard it sink.
Did you know? Yeah, you heard it sink.
I heard.
Did you hear the truth about what happened? Did you know that it didn't sink? The Titanic did not sink. Crazy, right? You ready to hear what actually happened? And I'll tell you that in field. It's a routine. And it is just interesting. It's interesting for mixed sets, interesting for guys in it. The girls are curious that I'm not hitting on them, that I'm saying something that I'm fascinated by. It's about me, the first few minutes anyway. I'm demonstrating my personality by speaking a story that's fascinating to me. Yeah.
Can I ask you a very quick question? If we go in the club and there is like very emotional, and we say something so rational, do you know about the truth about Titanic that didn't sink? Why she should be interested in knowing this story?
It's a very good question. I don't know why. Maybe they won't be interested. Let's find out.
The first time that we used it, because we were just chatting about it, it was a documentary that...
We watched the documentary on it, which was
Awesome.
flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it.
Definitive.
So Mystery was just like, hey, and he said it to the person next to him. It didn't really hit the first time, and we're like, okay, so what did we learn from that? Okay, the next time we used it, which was about 10 minutes later, and the girls were just like so into it. We bounced them, sat down. These girls were gorgeous. One of them was like a B-list singer or something, and they were into it. And then the other first girls moved closer
Because we were with those girls.
near
and
the
we
bar, had amazing proximity. The two girls we were with that were into the story were like, them girls are really like stalking you, and we're like, yep, they had their chance. Really loud,
Chance.
and they were like, ooh.
You know, you'll have to fight for me, and it's worth it. You know, DHVs.
It hit the
so
second
it gets
time.
and now it's honed and tight. It's just something I'm fascinated by. I talk about it. It's about me, and if they don't want to listen, they can f off, right? Which is because I'm free to fail. It's like, but what if it doesn't get their attention? Well, kick them in their face. That'll get their attention, or tickle them, or tell them to f off. That'll get their attention. If you need to do that, or you can let them go away. You'll note, though, that when you get it right, when you're fascinated by it, what happens is you're not telegraphing interest, you're not asking about them, you're not interested in them, you're not saying you have beautiful breasts, you're not interested in them, you're interested in what you have to say.
But what are we conveying with this sentence? What we are...
Something that
Current
you're
emotional,
passionate about.
yeah, current emotional state,
what is
you're
the
conveying your
emotion here?
personality.
What kind of emotion are we conveying in this?
Non-threatening, non-needy, you're not begging for change, you're not asking them for a date, you're not trying to hit on them, you're not trying to make them feel discomfort, you're not trying to sexualize the encounter, like most guys do on the open. I mean, this is just off the top of my head, this is all the instant, current emotional state of non-needy,
Yeah, but
non-threatening.
you're thinking of game that does 7s and below. That you can't understand it because that's game that you think works.
Yes.
Works only on 7s and below.
Yeah,
and
the
some
game that
8s.
gets you 7 doesn't get you 10.
You're trying to find something
They're
in there
different.
that
They're
is
different
So
animals.
it is
normal, that people think is
something
normal.
very
It
simple.
works because you
superficial.
think it doesn't work.
No,
That's
I'm
why it
just trying to
works.
understand what are you saying, not that.
Yeah, but there isn't.
Okay.
Because there isn't anything of like.
So
These
like
are
we-
examples of openers.
Okay.
It'll all resolve itself. I know where you're coming from, dude. I'm in the game.
Very brief
I don't
question.
want you feeling, you know, like, oh, I'm going to say something that'll screw up. Be allowed
Yes.
for that to occur.
Try
But
it.
you'll note, the universe is going to surprise you with the way it actually behaves. So different. You know, we're nervous in our head going, I'm going to say this, what are they going to say? Next thing you know, it blows up and they're all like onto you and you're like, how did that happen? You know, they had something else in their head than I thought they had in their head. It always unfolds
way to
in
find
a
out
way
is do it.
that is unexpected.
Do it 20 times and then you'll know why it works.
Exactly. So we got openers as our tools. I'm going to give you lots of openers. It doesn't matter which opener you use as long as you use an opener.
Just one small question about passive disinterest
Okay.
when girls don't respond. You said you tickle them. Is that what you do? Is that,
It's just one way of doing it.
But you touch
but they
them physically.
completely ignore you, like they
Or you
pretend you know.
You actually touch them physically? I've opened with makeouts.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see. We'll see how it unfolds. We're going to go out and we're all going to party. We're out to do small, little social violations that we can get away with in public, right? I'm not out to embarrass myself. I'm not out to joke around. I'm out to get 9s and 10s, okay? We're getting the hottest ones in there. That's what we've done is been 8 game here, you know? My game is calibrated for Vegas, Miami, LA. Those are the ones, the hot girls. Really, you've seen
Stockholm.
You've seen the girls that
Yeah, yes.
I've proven are in my life?
Yeah.
What do you think? Different than 8s?
Man, top models.
Right?
Yeah.
Like crazy. I'm saying we can do it. There's room at the top for everyone. Everyone can get a girl we don't deserve. You know? Where they're so beautiful, and you go, why does she pick me? Well, she picks you because you're a little outrageous, you're a little different, you're crazy, you're interesting, you're interested in what you have to say, right? And the sound bites that come out of your mouth aren't boring. Like, where you from, excuse me, all the sound bites that come from everyone else. They're just said differently. You've got a little set of quirky mannerisms, right? And the way you're dismissive with her. You know, go run around, make some money before you piss your boss off. This is a soundbite you throw to a girl and she now feels like man, this guy feels like a man. We want to demonstrate that. You actually have to say something to demo it in set. It's a timeline from meet to sex. And every second counts, right? Time's on. How long have you been in that set? 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. The first 10 seconds buys you the next 20 seconds. The next 20 seconds buys you the next minute. The next minute buys you the next 3 minutes. Now you can get into lock-in. And lock-in buys you the next at least 5 more minutes because they're locked in with you. You can tell a longer story. It's quieter, right? Then you can merge forward and roll off and have a friend big you up, do an accomplishment introduction on your behalf, right? Showing that you actually have a willingness to walk away and leave her with someone, one of your friends, that you trust your friends, that your friends are actually social as well, right? Then you could say, well, who are you here with? That's a soundbite. You can write it down. Who are you here with? Who are your friends? Who are you here with? You have to say that to her, and then say, introduce me. Oh, I'm here with my boyfriend. Introduce me.
She would be there with their group. She would not go alone.
Oh, is that what you think? Or do you think that it's going to be a little bit more chaotic than just always that?
I feel that most of the time this happens.
No, it's going to be chaotic. We're going into a nightclub environment, brother. It's not going to be what you think. It's going to be what you don't think. You won't know.
Okay,
all I'm going to do is get you ready for the 3 set. But wait a sec, I can't do it. It's a 2 set. Well, you know what? It's a 2 set. You're going to have to turn it to a 3 set, but we're working that 2 set. Oh, it's a 5 set. There's too many people. Oh no, there's a guy in that set. Oh, it's all girls. Maybe they just want to have a girls' night out. Yeah, maybe. Why don't you go in and find out what not to do? We're gonna do experiments, social experiments tonight. It'll all make sense. I know it's a little bit chaotic, but I'm going to make sure that by the end of tonight, you will understand what openers are for, how they work, how to stack them, how to collect them, right? Why they're useful, why they're short, why you can discard them and just, like, you don't have to finish one, you can just get rid of it and start a new one, get more attention. False time constraints, why they're helpful, how you have to route them. You can't say, I can only stay a second, when you've just been here for an hour, right? If you've been chatting for an hour, don't use a false time constraint. Make sense? We've got to be smart about it. They're tools for an artist. But once you've gotten the opening part done, then you have to start A2, attraction. In A1 we open, it's 15 seconds. That's A1. A1 is 15 seconds. A2 is 3 to 5 minutes. In A2, we're going to demonstrate higher value, tell the stories, the longer ones, stacking them, having the DHVs in them, right? We're going to do instant value demonstrations. These are like demonstrations of higher value stories, except they're more poppy. They're more poppy, they're more flash gamey things. I love, if you're doing magic, check this out, watch this. Bam. Bam. Miracle, right?
Yeah.
See, it's not in the magic, it's in me going, yeah, Shane, yeah. It's the character afterward.
Yeah, if you just do that monotone, like.
Yeah, exactly. Then you just showboating and stuff. Hold your hand out like this.
Doesn't work.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. That's my funny. Sorry. Right? But that little joke is a text file in my head, right? Connected to this that I want to get out in the set to demonstrate my willingness to walk away. See what I mean?
Yeah.
They start adding up, and you'll need about 300 of them. Sounds like a lot, but man, that's a robust pickup system that will get you a lot of options.
Who's scared of wrecking the opener or wrecking the set? Put your hands up.
Hey, I got a lot of guys watching me, so I have to let go and just work my...
So if you're scared of it, the only way to desensitize is just wreck it.
Let's do it.
That's exactly it. If you're afraid of it,
Then do it.
you've already lost in your head. You're like, oh man, what do I say? Right? That's the newbie opener is, what do I say?
Well, they're always like, what's an opener?
They go, what's
They
an
know
opener?
20,000 openers.
Exactly.
But
What's
they're
my
like,
opener?
And it comes to, can you give me an opener?
Yeah. What's my opener? What's my opener?
You know 20,000, you probably know more than me. Because you're just opener hungry.
Right. If you don't know, if you don't have an opener, if you don't know, have a default opener. Mine is Titanic. Really, mine's Titanic. The Titanic opener, because it's safe.
Mine is, you've got the second best shoes I've seen tonight. Who's got the first? Me, silly. That's my opener. You've got the second best shoes.
Alvaro, what's your opener?
My opener is simple. Is smiling, look in the eyes, and then making the lock-in, you know. But I don't. I play more with my body language and emotions than with words.
Yes.
But is it for day game or for night games?
For night game.
Yes.
Night game. In day game I use more words. In night game I use less words. Yeah.
It works in Italy too.
It works in Italy.
Yes,
That's
that's
good to know.
You need to come to Italy.
Yeah, I've
study.
been.
I wait for you in Italy.
I've been.
And then let's
I've
see
been,
together
and it's
girls
lovely, and I will
supermodels.
I will show up again.
Yes. of
Uh,
course.
A1 we've discussed. A2 is using DHV stories and negs. If you don't neg the target, what I do is, in a set, I will arbitrarily select a target, right? You know, if they're all 8s, and there's no 10 in there, I'll pick one for practice, right? One person I won't get along with. I won't be a kiss ass, you know, if it's a 5 set, it won't be I get along with you and you and you and you and you. We get along. Hey, everybody gets along. Boring. It'll be like this. We get along, we get along, we get along. Hello, go ahead. Okay, we obviously don't get along, but we get along, right? Now I can work with that. Hey, 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 right? So you just pick one that you don't get along with, right? I already figured out where you and I are never going to get along. We're too similar. So I could run that on one person, but it disarms everyone else. I'm not a kiss ass. I get along with everyone else, except there's something funny about this one. Like, how do you even roll with her? She keeps cutting you off. Right? I can work with that. That's A2. Then you begin qualifying the girl, right? Or keeping the group involved by saying, I'm curious, is there more to you than meets the eye? Why do you know her? Right? And then, here, come join me for a second. I'm going to show you something. And then you go into a lock-in position, because in A3, you can move into a lock-in, because lock-in is C1. You're already starting to be in a comfort location, the C1 location, before you either bounce or time bridge to the C2 location, which is a bite to eat after outside, right? But in C1, you get to actually game the girl and, you know, ask her questions about her life, because you're 10 minutes into the set now, you know, that you wouldn't do earlier on. So again, in conclusion to this, you're going to A1, open, false time constraint. A2, demonstrate higher value. DHV's stories while negging the target once or twice so that it buys you the opportunity to DHV. You're going to get some indicators of interest from her for doing the DHVs, and she'll do it because the negs give her the safety to actually give you the IOIs. Then you'll start to qualify her, and that's a high-valued male behavior. She's going to answer them because it feels like she's talking to someone with value, and you're going to then start showing interest, at least enough to say, here, come with me, I'm going to show you something, and then move to isolation and then say, before I do show you something, tell me about yourself. From birth till now, the universe has been giving you a steady stream of experience. How's it been? I mean, I have an experience from birth till now too. Is it 50-50 good versus evil? Has it been, like in my life, magical? It's been a constant flood of experience. How's it been for you? Right? You know all those commonalities well, we have a lot of commonalities here, right? You'll think to yourself when you don't know the girl, I don't know her, I have nothing to talk to her about, I have nothing to say. You can just pace the commonalities that you share. We are all these wonderful DNA machine creatures under an ocean of air. We are bottom dwellers. We live under an ocean of air on a celestial sphere, traveling around a star. How's it been? Wake her up. That's commonality. How can you not have something in common with these people? They're us. Pace that and then lead. You can lead their attention and flow it. But start with, wow, how's it been? But you can't open with, you can open with it, sure. But generally, you already want to act as if, yeah, I'm accustomed to beauty. I'm not desensitized to it, but I'm accustomed to it. When I go to a park, I see beautiful flowers. I don't need to rip them out and bring them home. It's my park. They grow there.
What do you mean by pace? You say pace and lead them, but pace is...
Pace the reality. Just mention that which is common with you already. and then lead them to new areas with their mind. You know the idea of buying a girl a flower? It isn't, please have sex with me. The idea is to show her how interested you are in flowers. Have you ever looked at flowers? The math in a carnation, the math in a rose. Gorgeous, they're thrilling. Get her a pineapple. A pineapple, you can go, it's a pineapple. Yeah, so what? Or you can look at that and just, get back to your spiritual center and look at that thing, knowing that it's a DNA machine like you. It has DNA like you. It's amazing. You can just shut up and look at a pineapple and smell it from a distance and just think of those tickle tub notes, of a ripe pineapple. Look how I can direct your attention, right? That's spellcraft. You're going to do that to the girls. I hide nothing from you guys. I mean, anything that I say that has value, take, right? Lots of the things I've said are there right now, not written on paper yet. Tomorrow, you're going to feel the holes in your game from tonight. Tomorrow, you're going to be writing a lot more. You're going to fill in these holes. We got to get you. This is what's going to happen tonight. 12 sets each. At least 6.
At least.
Okay? At least.
Minimum, you can't do
The
that.
first 3 sets are warm-ups. Blow them up, please. I'm going to see. I'll be able to watch. The
I'm
next.
gonna have my cattle prod.
Right?
So I've been.
The next 3 sets after those first 3 will come with some advice. I'm going to give you a little advice in your ear. For the next set, you'll go, okay, the next one, I'm just going to get to the waypoint of trying to get that in. I'm going to add that one more routine in, right? By the end of the night, hopefully you'll have done 12 sets. You will have opened. You will have used the false time constraint. You will have done some DHV stories, demonstrated higher value, actually had some stories to tell. We're going to give you more stories tomorrow. But tonight, you're going to watch us game some. You're going to get some stories for us to tell you in your ear for the next set, right? To fill in A2. You're going to see how negs work. You're going to see how women respond to negs by offering you more time. Then the qualification phase. We're going to give you these simple things to say, tell me more about yourself. Getting them to talk. Not on the open, but 3 to 5 minutes in. How to move into lock-in. How to get her seated, right? And how to actually get her talking about herself then, showing interest that grows, not just being interested out of the blue. And then also, if you can get to 25 minutes in, how to get a phone number. So, because, we're going out tomorrow. This is a party weekend with my friends. Come out tomorrow with us too. Bring your friends. My friends will meet your friends, and they're all going to supernova explode.
That's the aim tonight. Get them to come out the next night.
Can you imagine if you could do that? A1, A2, A3, move into C1, get a phone number, boom, next set. A1, A2, A3, move into C1, get a phone number. We are on our way. That's what we got to do.
And we give you permission to f***
up. You can.
Oh, we'll do it as well. We'll do it on purpose. We'll be like, look, this is how you f*** up. And more often than not, by f***ing up, you actually win. Because you've let go.
It's just a holodeck.
I can feel some of you are still holding on to
It's
this
a training. It's
ego
a training
of,
ground.
no, I don't want to get rejected.
It's a training ground. We're allowed.
There is no
ruin
rejection.
the
It's
room.
illusion. It's a made-up word.
As long as everyone has fun. Like that's why I say smile on the open. If you don't smile, I'm gonna rib you. Or if you want to do it serious, do it serious.
It is a game. It is a game.
I'm not out to change you. Just to show you that there may be another way.
Okay. And we'll end there.
Fair enough?
Yes. Let go.